Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fabulous Tuesday here in sunny Tulsa, Oklahoma.
It's not sunny at all.
It's cold.
What's up, guys?
Cloudy.
Hello, Z-Masters. I see your chat there. And we're gonna talk about some lessons learned from Tales of Aria Sealed today.
Okay, that's gonna be really helpful because I'm playing drafts this weekend.
Yeah, you're hopefully have learned all the lessons you need to learn.
At this point, it's too late.
But I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens at Nationals.
I'll tell you what, though. So this last season that we went through, before Tales of Aria came out, we had Monarch. When did we go to Vegas? What month was that? Do you know?
Last month.
September?
Was it September? I thought it was October. September? It's September.
I think it was September.
Late September?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had Monarch for months.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've only had Aria for like 5 or 6 weeks.
It feels like we had it a while.
Aria?
Yeah. It feels like a long
since
time.
we went to Vegas, right?
Yeah.
That was the pre-release or the world premiere. So the reason I mentioned that is going into Vegas, I was playing Viscera for Constructed, and like I felt really confident. I played a lot.
Work turned out well.
I lost once. How about that? That's pretty well.
That is pretty well. Actually.
Got bubbled out.
That is pretty well.
Anyways, so
you lose your first game?
How'd it go for you?
Did you
yeah,
lose
I
your
did
first
lose
round?
my first game.
Yeah,
and then he ended
lose.
up. I think he was top 8, the Dash player.
Okay, well, yeah,
You know,
you
so-
can't hate that.
Really just can't. But the reason I say that is because literally since Tales came out, the week after it came out was the week after Vegas, and we just traveled, and then we went to Dallas. I went to Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
So the amount of time that we've had to practice Constructed is low, and this weekend is the U.S. National Championship in Orlando. I'm going to that. It's 3 rounds of draft, 5 rounds of Constructed, 3 rounds of draft, 5 rounds of
That's
Constructed.
a lot. That's serious. Anybody else going out there? Anybody else going to Nationals? Who's going?
No one, just me. I win. But the reason I mention that is like, so draft is hard to practice,
Yes.
and it's sort of like Seals, just completely different. And then Constructed, I feel like it's Wild West right now. UK Nationals were this weekend. You see
So
that?
what happened?
Drama.
Yeah, some cheating drama, wasn't there?
Yeah,
It's like a this is from him situation.
I know very little, so I don't want to. I want to be clear. It's not that I don't want to speculate. It's that I'm going to be clear. This is speculation to a certain degree.
You don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know
So
either.
I know Fab posted an article. It was like, hey, we're going to review. There was stuff going on, and from what I gather from the community, true or false, I don't know, is that the person that won was playing a Briar Lightning deck, which apparently is very good. I've done some testing against it. It is very good. But that they were cheating.
Cheating, like proper cheating?
I don't know how proper, but
the only things that I saw were like, you gained your embodiment of Earth tokens like sneakily while your opponent wasn't looking. Those kinds of things.
Well, and I think it was like particularly interesting because like there would be moments where their opponent would have forgotten the embodiment and then like literally played the next attack. It's like, oh yeah, I get an embodiment.
Yeah.
And they were like, nope, you missed it.
Yeah. So it's the hypocrisy of the thing.
And so there's just some drama surrounding. I don't know.
That's fun.
But I know there was a lot of Briar. I expect a lot of Briar this weekend, both in draft and sealed and all that. So what I'm excited about though, we talked about the ProQuest at these events. And the ProQuest being constructed, it's a grinder, man.
It is a grinder. Yeah, it's tough.
But this week, because the calling on Saturday is constructed, the ProQuest is sealed.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I'm looking forward to the Sunday of either one of two things is going to be true. One of 3 things is true. It's
winning
cool,
Nationals.
I'm either going to be in top 8 at Nationals on Sunday.
Okay.
In which case, we've already won.
Yeah, we're good with that.
Or you're in the top 64 of the calling.
Okay.
Also cool.
Also
with that.
fine.
Or you just get a ProQuest sealed.
Also
fine.
That's a real well-structured event then.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. Like no matter what happens, you kind of always have something fun to do.
So we're here to talk about what to do in sealed in case the worst happens. That's like the 3rd tier option, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be.
We'll get you ready for the losing situation.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out everybody here. Take a second and just say hello to everybody. Hey, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad to be participating in all of this today. It looks like Zane Johnson's going to be there. Z-Master's going to be there. Bryce Morgan's going to be there. Peter Stocker's going to be there. Alex Becker, will be there. Taylor Evelyn is going there as well. What's up, Danny Hinsby saying good evening, good people. Good to see you. And then Danny Goodnight saying apparently one of the things was the guy was fusing Entwine Lightning with Entwine Lightning. That's a mistake that I've made many times.
But it has every sign of a lightning card.
But I think that Gruder hitting on what the actual thing is here is like this is apparently a player that's been banned from Magic for cheating.
Is it?
But past crimes do not make somebody guilty of the present, right?
But if you're going to have a second opportunity to be a part of a community, you probably got to be on the straight and narrow.
You probably should play it very clean.
But so there's a few things. People keep mentioning this concept called angle shooting. Do you know what that is?
Is that like a billiards reference? Or
yeah, I don't know.
Is it like skirting the like kind of there's an angle, there's like it's not really like is it cheating, is it not cheating, is it intent, is it not? It's just
it might be little things like doing stuff out of sequence, right?
Yeah.
Like I know that I was hearing a story from one of the ProQuests where someone basically did the defense react, fused it, and then was sitting there and it's like, oh, I meant to block with this card, and it was the card they fused with. So they're trying to like both block with it and fuse with it.
You can't do that.
Anyways, I don't know what that is, but people keep mentioning that. The other thing I would say is like, I don't know. We'll see. It's not. Hopefully, LSS just handles it well. I don't even know what I would do.
Who knows? Say Evan Gassman here. Given the history of angle shooting, that's what you're saying. How things went last weekend is definitely something LSS should look into. I'm glad they at least posted something. Legislator was like, "Hey, we'll look into this. That's good." It's funny in retrospect thinking about like the FFG cheating stuff. It was like crazy. It was
a Wild West.
Joe Solo, hi Steve, hi Zach. How are you both today? We're doing great, Joe. I'm doing great.
X-wing dial situation.
Yeah, like sliding the dials.
No, it wouldn't matter. Evan's saying pulling this angle shooting. You already read that. There's something that someone said that.
No, Evan, I didn't read his definition. So angle shooting is when you use unclear communication and non-standard sequencing to give yourself an advantage and try to induce your opponent into making a mistake. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, we're going to start playing So Clean on these streams.
Oh, you know what a good example of this is?
What's that?
There's little things like this. When you place Sonata Arcanix, technically, as a resolution to playing it, it gets banished. So one thing I've found is that technically, to be kind to my opponent, I will leave it there, because if I'm playing Briar and I play another non-attack action, I get the embodiment.
Right.
Or, like, technically, the moment you do anything, like playing attack, it clears the chain. So like if I plunder run, +3 hits if I draw a card, then I could play an attack. I could literally put it in the discard pile, play
technically
an attack.
Should put it in the discard pile.
Yeah, and then now I have an attack out and I say, this attack. I'm not saying for 7 and draw a card if I hit.
Right.
I'm just saying Entwine Lightning for 4.
Right.
And then they're like, okay, no block. And then you're like, okay, take 7.
I draw a card, yeah.
And there's things I do that I think are technically against the rules. Like we were saying, like I should technically put that card immediately in the discard pile. Personally, I kind of like having the history of the turn right there, but that's something.
And that's nomenclature that we've all kind of taken to in Fab generally, because it kind of naturally is how you sequence the turnout, and everybody can see the effects that are stacking on the table.
And apparently there was some sharking going on, which is like just very strict adherence to the rules. Like as an example, technically if you miss a positive trigger, then that's on you, right? So someone will hit like a Command and Conquer, and you resolve the damage if they aren't specifically saying like destroy the card in arsenal or discard it or whatever. That's a positive trigger.
If you don't voluntarily do that, and they don't call it,
or
like wait, we're like 2 steps later, and we're like, no, you should have, and then you're like, well, you missed it.
Or non-attack with Briar, and then I play an attack and say, this card would go again.
You didn't.
And it's like you didn't create the embodiment, so like you missed the trigger.
Yeah, well, hey, don't be those people.
Yeah, I
just don't. If you're thinking about that, just don't do it.
I just don't like it.
Just don't do it. It's that simple. You can just not be that person, and that's easier. Alex Becker said, I think in poker, it's like when you say raise, and then you're like, oh, wait, no, I meant to call. And then you have a great hand, and your opponent then assumes that maybe you don't have a great hand because you're like, oh, no, I made a mistake in saying it, but you really did it on purpose, right?
Oh, so that's even, there's a certain deviousness to it, but also like, poker, is that not part of it? It's like
maybe I don't know. Like the psychological game is there too. Like I think I've done that kind of stuff, like not that overtly, But like I'll think for like a long time about like in Conquest, do you want to play shields or not? And it's like, having no shields in hand, I'm like,
but now your opponent's playing as though you have shields in your hand.
Yeah, so there's something there. I don't know. It's interesting, but there's a lot going on in Fab. There's a lot of interactions and there's a lot of information to be tracked during a turn. That can be pretty easy as long as both players aren't trying to like be weird about it, and can be very weird if there's two different philosophies at the table. One person wanting to play very clean, action, pass, priority, like resolve this in sequence, and then another one playing a little fast and loose, like the guy you played on the stream I remember watching was playing very fast and loose.
Like we would get to my turn
problematically
and
fast
he'd be like,
loose.
oh, I'm supposed to have embodiments.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many? Literally at one point I was like, how many are you supposed to have?
Yeah, right.
Because I didn't know.
Well, you can't.
And now we have to go like create the turn.
Yeah.
And the weird part there is that there's a judge sitting right there and like, not doing anything about it.
Right.
So at some point I was like, yo, I'm not trying to get you, but like you guys start creating these embodiments.
Yeah.
Like
on your turn.
We can't track this later.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think that's totally fair. Aaron, I agree. These competitive environments get so deep and serious. Love the core design of Fab, but not sure I'll ever get into it competitively. That is one of the downsides of a heavily competitive scene where there's actually stakes, right? Like anytime you put stakes, like the difference between us playing like penny ante poker at my grandpa's house and going to a casino and putting $10,000 on the table, like it changes the dynamic of the game and of the table. And so that is just I've come to accept that that's just what's going to happen. And my role is to navigate those waters as a positive and clean example of how to play the game. And then if there are examples of not that I'm playing against, to do my best to either correct that during the game or you got to call a judge over and just like not be sad about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it should be when you're at tournaments like this, to me, it's totally fine if you're calling a judge. I think that's a great thing to do if there's a question or an issue. Like I had an opponent at the calling who drew too many cards.
Mm-hmm.
So he drew the extra card, and because he put one card down here, and he was sitting there, and then it was time to draw back up, and he drew, and then he's like, oh no, and he put the last card back on, but it's like, yo, I get it, but I'm just gonna call the judge because like I don't know how we're supposed to handle this. Now the penalty at that moment, he obviously also alerted me to it. I didn't notice it. He could have just put it back. So I was like, yo, that's really nice of you to
to do that.
Not try to sneak that by. So, but anyways, I was like, I'm going to call the judge. Now, the penalty ended up being harsh.
Yeah.
I thought what would happen is like he might get a warning or like they would tell us how, because like maybe the card he's telling me is the card that goes on top. Maybe it's not. Is it going to be random?
Maybe
is it going to go to the bottom?
It's weird because you can't reshuffle in Fab because the pitch stack matters.
But then it ended up being way worse. So now he ended up getting an IP2. So 2 rounds of -1 elect. And also he had to reveal his entire hand of 5 to me.
What?
And then I got to pick which card went, and it can go on top or bottom of my choice.
What?
So what I did...
That's crazy.
I thought that was crazy. So what I did is I literally, the card he was indicating was the card I put on the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
But technically, strategically, it's hard to unsee a hand that you just saw.
Right. That's fascinating, huh?
But the reality of, I think it should be normal to call a judge, because like the other part of this is these are edge cases. Most people I play, super awesome people, even at these big tournaments, even when there's a lot on the line, even when you're in the top 64, looking to have a good time. And the biggest thing is that if both players are in attempting to play a clean game, and most people are, it works out really well.
Yeah.
And like, you get to top 8 of a $10,000 event, it's different. But most people that are probably concerned about that kind of stuff probably aren't going to find themselves there. Right. If you're in you're 2-1 or you're 3-2, those games are some of my favorite games.
They're great games.
Yeah.
Even that game, I played that game on stream against Alec. We had a great time. That was super fun. So, the vast majority of people are there to have that kind of experience. But yeah, there's going to be people that infiltrate into this culture and like, coming in from Magic or whatever, where they're trying to win the prizes and whatnot. And it's like, okay, well, you do that, but like, you're not just going to be able to step on me. Like, I'm going to call somebody over and make sure that everything's being played well. Yeah. And that's important because you need to know the rules. And that's why knowing the rules is so important too, is so that you don't get bamboozled by somebody who claims to know the rules.
Yeah, and
which happens a lot.
I think it's important too to state that part of what's good about that, like the downside is that you can get really intense about it and try to like intentionally do this stuff. The good side is that if you're playing against someone who is playing fast and loose, there's rules for this. And it's like if you want to be the kind of person who plays fast and loose, and you don't want to like have to deal with that, the consequences of that, then I don't think you should necessarily think about playing the giant tournament.
Right.
There's tons of side events, like these big side events all day long.
So it's like some of the best experiences at those events is the side events.
Yeah, but like it's one thing when it's just a common like, oh, I forgot to get my embodiment, and we're still on that attack chain. Like nothing's changed, right? Like,
right.
I'm fine. You can have it. I'm not trying to like. I don't want to get one up on you that way. I want to actually beat you. But then it's another thing when like we're on my turn, you forgot to get 2 embodiments. I'm like, and I play my first attack, and all of a sudden you realize you're not blocking for what you thought you did. And it's like,
that's
well, I just played an attack down.
Based on information on the
based on the fact that there's no embodiments.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
It's the whole thing.
Well, hey, anyone got any questions? Anything going on? Want to answer? We'll get into this Tales of Aria discussion here in just a second, but open the floor.
I like this comment from Larry Carter saying, most people I played at the Colony in Cincinnati were just happy to be there, happy to reasonably roll back, common mistakes or little misses like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is true. That's
that
my
generally
experience
is the case. Let's see what we got. We got all sorts of Asmodee just kind of here's all this releases.
Man, we get a question we get a lot. One of the ways our subscription service works is that we charge. Yeah, seriously, this is actually really important. It's one of the we've been doing this a while, and it's one of the few friction points that we deal with still. And I wish it could be a different way, and there's a lot of reasons it can't. But essentially, when we charge for subscriptions, a notice goes out that you've been charged currently, and you have 72 hours to respond and be like, hey, I want to change my address.
Right.
And sometimes, like in the case of the last Fab First Edition charge, we were charging, I think, 3 or 4 weeks before release. Mm-hmm. And so, when we're crafting how this is going to work and how we explain it and how it works on the product page and all this kind of stuff and all these rules, it's this and we talked on the podcast about how this policy gets shaped. Sure. But it's the reality that we are not in control of release schedules, of when product gets here, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so sometimes a publisher like Asmodee, literally what day are we on? We're on Tuesday? On a Monday.
Yesterday.
Said, next week is when this long list of products that previously weren't even on the list are coming out.
Mm-hmm. Which it's like the War Machine Hero Pack
for Champions.
Some other Hero Pack.
I think something for Crisis Protocol.
Edge of the Earth, something or for other. Arkham. Crisis Protocol has always got a million products coming out.
So inherently, what that means, because ideally we could charge customers, right, even for like first edition, and be like,
isn't that an interesting way to do it?
We can modify this, we can cancel it, we can change the address, all the way up until the moment we ship in this thing. But there's a bevy of things. This is just an example of like, if that window just said 2 weeks, because we typically charge 3 weeks out. Sometimes that's not true. Sometimes we had to basically just be like, whoa, we need to, and to make this happen in time, we have to finalize our order. We have to order all the appropriate supplies to make sure we can ship everything, right? Because this wasn't even like, these are products on the horizon. It's like, and some of the things, like the
it's just like protocol, random. It's like, hey, they're on the way. We don't know where they are. The tracking isn't available, but they'll show up at some point to us next week, and we will do our best to get them out as fast as possible.
Yeah, literally one of those Crisis Protocol things, the Dorm something moo,
Doramasu
or whatever, the devil, is like a weird like size and shape too. So like it's not even like a standard box that we keep around. So anyways, there's a lot that goes into it in terms of us getting the appropriate packaging, us getting labels ready, getting those pre-labeled, because like all of a sudden, and from a scheduling standpoint, we went from like,
it's a great diatribe. I didn't expect this to happen.
Here's what we're expecting,
thinking about.
And here's what we're scheduling staff for and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden it's just like, actually, because subscriptions for us is just a continuous obligation. So we're going to get that out the door. But like, who knows? Like, who's on vacation now? Who's decided to take off because we didn't have much going on, or what we did have going on? It's a nightmare. So if you ever find yourself thinking, man, I don't understand why they behave this way when it comes to subscriptions or orders or policies, I'll tell you this.
Oh, man.
Almost nothing that we do is unintentional. In fact, the intent is that nothing is unintentional. So if something
is as good as possible for everybody.
If something is going on, there's probably a stack of reasons for that to be the case. And just bear with us. We're doing the best we can.
How's your day been going, man? What have you been thinking about?
Dude, there's weird stuff in the air for me. I'm just I don't want to say it. It's not over it in a bad way, but I'm just like, I'm ready to move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like we call it the pig and the python. That's what we call that here in
Looks like there's some questions. Okay, let's pivot.
Bert Salazar. Hey, Bert here. I'm the guy who drew the extra card. Bert here in the chat.
Oh, what's up?
Drew the extra card.
Yeah, I felt so bad about that.
His tournament. Way to go on that one.
And like, it was such a rough penalty. It was such a I literally thought it was gonna be like, okay, we're gonna randomly put one of these on the bottom of your deck, and then we're gonna move on, and then it's like just the judge was just slamming him.
Joe Silla said they should make everybody watch all the TC streams. They'd be fab experts. You know what? There's going to be a Fab Foundations video about timing structures and all of that. I've been boning up on all this stuff, so we're gonna make that happen, and hopefully
I'm never
that video
going to be
will be helpful. No, I will be teaching you.
Yeah, it's literally
what's going on.
I won't be shocked if some nuance of the rules is what cost me some event at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Deider, did I miss the music around the UK Nats? A little bit. Yeah, we talked about it for just a second.
Well, this weekend in Florida, it's going to be sunny with a chance of Briar. You know what I mean?
Business Guy says, if I play a defense reaction that draws me a card and that drawn card is another defense reaction, can I play that card before the initial attack resolves? Absolutely. So here's essentially what happens.
Leave me a tail.
And again, I'm gonna make index cards for this. I think this would be really helpful, and we'll get the top-down view, and we'll have index cards as the open windows. But essentially, an attack is declared, announced, paid for, etc. Then let's just say it resolves. It goes onto the stack, the chain, whatever you want to call it, and it becomes that first layer. So now you've got an attack coming at you. Then a few things happen. The defense step happens. Zach puts all of his defense cards in that he wants to defend with. Then we have priority window that opens up for things like blinding beam and that kind of thing. Pass, moves on to the reaction step. Then we have attack, react, or the turn player gets the first reaction, which is typically the attack reaction that they want to play, right? They can also play instance in that window. But long story short, when you play a reaction, like any other card, you announce it, you pay for it, it becomes a layer. Now, after that layer resolves, if both players pass, it opens back up. That's the key. So defense reaction is played and resolved. You still have priority. You play another defense reaction, play a resolve. So you could sink below the card, draw a new one. Oh, it's a defense reaction. Play that one. Sink below again. It's a new one. Play that. So you can continue to play in that window until both players have simultaneously passed, and that is the key.
Now, to be clear, just correct me if I'm wrong. If I sink below, it doesn't resolve yet.
That's right.
You can do something
before
it resolves, and I have the chance to.
We can keep building that up.
Right. So if there were offensive triggers, let's say there was an attack reaction at some point that made me discard a card from my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I play a defense reaction,
like
sink
Palmer.
below. Yeah. But it has to hit. But like if it was an on play, discard.
Right. Okay.
And then it went back to you, and you played a attack reaction that was like +3, and your opponent has to either pay a resource, discard a card. Then I pass, you pass, it resolves.
Mm-hmm.
I would then have to do that thing before sink below triggers.
Right.
Then we go back to sink below.
It's even there's that window before sink below resolves.
So then we get a chance again to interact.
It's unlike spoils. It's driven me insane trying to get this. I think it's like Magic, but having not played Magic, then who cares, right? But it's not that you build it up and knock it down all at once.
Yeah.
It's that there's multiple entry points after every single resolution. You can get back into that
every layer.
Window. Yeah.
Every
it
layer
doesn't ever inevitably resolve down. Yeah. It never.
It's
does
good
that.
stuff. Now, I'll tell you this, just to my characteristic / personality. The moment you started talking about that stuff, literally, I was sitting here and I was gone. I was out. I can't help it. My brain just shuts off.
It doesn't work in voice. Like, it's so impossible to understand. But if you could actually, that's why I think it's important.
Like, draw it.
Well, to just like lay it out, right? And then you have this card.
Is that going to be in our series?
Yes. Yeah, we're going to do that.
Is that what you said? You probably said that at some point. I was gone.
Maybe you're not listening to anything.
Oh, my goodness. On that note, I saw some people coming in. I really, really appreciate seeing this. Let me find it really quick. Where to go? Ben Sweeney hopping in saying, hey, I haven't been on in a while. I just want to remind you guys you rock. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Ben. On that note, if you're watching us and you do love what we're doing, we obviously... Let's rant
my
again.
book.
Yeah, let's rant again. Amazing. Appreciate that.
Just wind it up today.
What I would say is that, you as an entity, a business entity, we hear often from people who aren't happy. But we've been recently on the stream saying a lot. I don't know if we've done this on Fab yet or not. But if you like what we're doing, You can go to our website, leave a review on our product. I saw reviews coming in.
There was tons. People have answered the call on
a
that
subscription,
one.
our tokens. I saw someone saying they love our tokens earlier.
Jay Oliver saying that. Thank you, Jay Oliver. Appreciate that.
If you're a boomer like me, you can go on to facebook.com/Team Covenant, leave a review there. That's always great to see. But that's just really great for the entire team because we have to deal with a lot of not a lot. It's actually, I bet, like our YouTube comments. I was talking to
very little negativity.
A couple of the
there.
Creators in Cincinnati, content creators, and I was amazed. It's like I think you filter our comments sometimes.
I really don't very much. I mean, if somebody's just on there vitriolic and like putting their negativity out there with no purpose, it's just like, let's block that guy. Like,
yeah,
you need to deal with what you're dealing with, and I don't need to be subject to that. But if somebody has like a critique or has I didn't like this video because of X, like there was a guy that said, I really don't like this Throwback Thursday video that you did because it doesn't show how to play the game very well and these kinds of things. And it's like, he's like, you guys should have researched it. You should have done more up front to like learn how to play, like, let's say like Rage or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, I just responded to him and I was like, hey, just being honest, that's not possible for us. Like if we spent the amount of time we would need to master every one of these throwback games every week, we would not have the budget to do it. We already don't. So it's like these throwback videos are just us wanting to catalog these old games, have a good time, and share that love of the history of the genre with everybody. But like if it takes 6 hours of doing a tutorial and then we do the video, it's like it's impossible. That can't possibly work, right? So that kind of stuff I'll engage with for sure.
Luckily, the price of the content is free, $99. Free $99 every day, free $99. But yeah, hey, thanks. Stella's saying, literally just got my tokens in the mail 5 minutes ago. Heading to the website now to leave a review. That's awesome. Really appreciate it. Wade saying, use the tokens Cincinnati. They were lovely. Sleeping Gloom, thank you for leaving a review.
The Oni in Zero VX. I hope I didn't say something weird. Oni in Zero? What is that? Like, what if that means like, I hate your mother in Japanese or whatever. It says, yeah, those tokens are amazing, honestly. So thank you for that too. Everyone's great. Larry Carter, smash that subscribe, freaking karate kick that like button.
But no, really, what I was going to say is that the positivity in like our Discord channel, which if you're not a part of, you really should be. And then just our comments is amazing. Actually, there is a lot of positivity there. So, and our live chat.
Well, that's what we try to. That's what we try to make, because like it just needs to be more. Everyone just kind of needs to relax a little bit, and just like enjoy the hobby. It's so easy to get lost in the worked up process of things, and I found myself in those situations before too. But like, if you can just step back a little bit and just be like, you know what, like everything's pretty okay, and like I just want to play some Flesh and Blood, and I have the opportunity to do that today, and it's like amazing, it's super fun. Not a huge deal. And then Alex Becker said, I went through yesterday and read some of the negative reviews on Facebook. Had a good laugh. A lot of people's complaints could be nullified if they just read the product pages. Hey, Alex, we've been talking about this a lot. I have come to the conclusion, as somebody who spends a lot of time on words in marketing, that I don't think you can actually expect people to read almost anything these days.
I'll be honest.
And I'm being realistic about it.
I think you, as the marketing person, I think you have to be. I'm
not trying to browbeat people like you should be reading. Like, yeah, sure, I get it. Hey, listen, whenever Apple says, hey, you got to read these new terms and conditions or you can't.
No chance.
I'm not reading that.
But here's the
reading that.
Key difference. So, like, I don't read things. I don't listen to rules things,
yeah.
Right? But I also don't complain if I get bounced from a top 8 because I didn't know how the rules worked, right?
Right. You will accept the consequences of your decision.
Yeah.
Right.
And I do understand, though, like, it's tough. If you expect it to work one way and it doesn't, that's frustrating.
Mm-hmm. And there are some situations where, like, you feel like you as a business don't do a good enough job of insulating people from confusion that they could cause for themselves. Even regardless of reading, like, you can at least make it more apparent whenever things are happening or how things are going to work, particularly whenever because, like, we've been doing this. We've been engaged in commerce around games, not just as retailers, but as players and buyers for a very long time. So, like, there's a kind of a natural instinct to, like, I think this is how this would work. And so whenever we're derivating from that, I think we have this understanding, like, we should probably make it very clear, given that people will expect it to work like this and not like that. One great example is this BlitzDeck subscriptions. Like, trying... and eventually had to modify the description of both the placeholder product and the subscription product multiple times as people were confused about I'm getting one of each deck, right? And it's like, that's what it says. That's what you're getting. And then it's like, but I didn't get a sealed box of Blitz decks. It's like, that's what it says. That's what you're getting. And so then I had to modify the text on both of those products. And I think eventually now people understand. But like, it's hard. There's a lot of expectations out there. Yeah. What a day. Interesting day, guys. Ben Sweeney, subscriber right here, made my day getting Mad Titan shout out on release. Hey, I think most of those hit on release this time around. We're back, baby.
I figured out
We're back.
My catchphrase, my catchword.
Waboom?
Waboom?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a comic word.
Yeah.
Like you see waboom when someone gets hit in the bubble?
It definitely does do that.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
I assume that's where it came from. I just literally, as you said that, I did this, and I was like, I bet that's like from a comic or something.
Cardboard Cast, speaking of content, when's Fab Foundation's episode 2 dropping? It's editing right now. It's called Attacking and Defending.
Those take more time. I like that episode a lot.
It will be here either this week or next, probably next week.
Well, boom, 50 Shades. What up?
Michael Nicholson, hey, I haven't seen your name often, so what's up? This is what I tell my wife. She sees me watching you guys play all the time on TV and asks, how can you watch this all the time? The answer, it's relaxing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what we want to be.
We're like a trip to the spa.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
the name of the show.
A trip to the spa.
Spa day.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll call it, we're working on
Or 15 minutes at the spa.
We're working on refining this live stream process because it arose organically as we're just going to go live because we have nothing else to do because it's the middle of a pandemic and nobody's buying anything.
What up, Hunter? Good to see you, man.
But the ultimate kind of process now is taking this that we've kind of just like made and refining it into something that's a little more polished, a little more finished, and a little more purposeful, right? So one of those things is trying to come up for a name for this, the daily live stream. Like, what is that called?
You don't have any good ideas? I'm so bad at names.
I was thinking Shut Up and Stand Up. Is it
a British stand-up comedy show? Or our attempt to be British?
or Talk More and Stand Up?
Shut down and sit up. Shut down and sit up.
Or maybe See It Played, maybe?
Or spectate the game played.
These are great jokes.
Goodness. Mutton Chop saying, hey guys, how's the hunt for the property for the new store coming? I'll be honest.
We had some good moments.
I'm going to be completely transparent. We have an accepted offer. I think we've said that before. Going through some last logistical hurdles. I'm expecting news today that may well mean we're on the official road.
Yeah.
Road to 3.0.
Big deal.
We'll see.
We'll post on the Covenant Tulsa page too whenever that happens. We've decided. Yeah. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to put up land is officially purchased. It's X minutes from Owasso, Broken Arrow, Jinx, etc. I don't want to make it a weird like scavenger hunt. I don't want to be like, can you guys figure it out?
But just first one to find it's going to get the this pile of things.
A lifelong discount or something, But
$1 million.
I think it's just going to be like just to kind of like bring home this idea that when we were looking, like we were considering all of the satellite places and like trying to find the perfect location. I think we found it. Obviously,
I'm so excited. I've not allowed myself to get so excited because I knew it could not work out.
Yeah, there's two different kinds of people, man.
Yeah,
those kinds of people and the other kind.
The kind that get really excited and then get wrecked.
Yes, or they get really excited and then enjoy that and don't get wrecked. That's how my wife is.
Even if it didn't work out,
because like
fine with it.
She wants to feel the feeling of excitement regardless of the looming wreck. I'm like, there's a looming wreck. I don't want to feel anything.
Yeah, I don't allow myself to be put in that vulnerable of a position.
Yeah, that's it, right? Yeah, but she's like, I just want to feel excited, and if it sucks later, that's fine too. But I'll enjoy now for now. Yeah, and so she's like enjoying it, and I'm like, not.
I respect that, but also like, I'm just gonna enjoy now. Without the pretense of the excitement of something else in the future. Sure. I don't know. That's a lot of pressure.
That's a good question on which one is more moment living,
This is also a big ticket enough item that I don't want that feeling with this.
Yeah.
Because I also know that if it fails, we're going to have to pick ourselves up and keep going and find the spot.
Yeah.
And I don't need the negative energy of like disappointment.
Yeah.
In that next phase.
Disappointment is one of the worst of the emotions.
Brett's saying one of his favorite words we used to use is called Bugatti, which I still use actively.
Yeah.
Just means
something's
Bugatti. It's like, that's Bugatti.
Chashki saying hi, guys. I love your work. Looking good. Thank you. Prince Serrano, the daily live stream, potentially. Remember Coast to Coast? We had Covenant Coast to Coast, 2 episodes.
2 whole episodes.
But I was telling Jonathan, we actually have a live audience. It's like the exact show is here.
We just didn't set out intending to do it.
Yeah, we had the live audience in the show, in the store, and it was like, people did it once.
Back then, there was also like, there was a negative energy to that show that I don't like.
Coast to Coast?
Yeah.
My show?
No, your show.
Or Space Coast to Coast?
No, Space Coast is fine.
Yeah.
I'm saying the show we were on, it was kind of like we were trying to...
Oh, we're trying to roast each other, weren't we?
Not directly, but it was like trying to, get each other in some way.
Are we not still trying to do that?
I think all the roasting mainly is pointed at Arsenal Pass at this point.
That's right.
No pressure this weekend, Brennan.
Brennan has become the sponge of all of our...
I will say, someone asked earlier, I think it was Jim, if we're going to Nationals this weekend. I am going. I squeaked in on XP, so I'm going to play in Nationals, and hopefully that's what I'm doing all weekend. But Steven is not. He's busy.
That's right. I'm very busy. Okay, so let's get into it. So what I'm thinking with the new show, too, with the refined show, I think right now we would do like what they call a stinger, where we'd actually do like a... there's a thing, and now it's time to get into the gameplay.
I thought you meant like it's showtime.
So yeah,
catchphrase of Sting, the wrestler.
There would be like a graphic, and so we would be the first. There'd be the first. What we just did is like the first 15, kind of a conversation, and kind of a warm up.
Ambitious.
And then we go into the gameplay. But before we get into the game,
sorry, I opened my pack.
It's fine. You see any trees or anything?
I got Entwine Earth.
I want to ask you and to open this conversation up before we play at least one game of Sealed. The title of the stream is Lessons We've Learned from Tales of Aria Sealed. And I would like to dive into that topic.
Okay.
So I'll start with the first lesson that I learned.
All right.
The Tales of Aria Sealed has taught me. I have a couple more, so hopefully you don't take mine. One is how... critically important it is to recognize cards that block for 0. Right?
They will lose your game.
So at the very, and I think Tales of Aria taught us this in a very big way by giving us a card like Ball Lightning that your first, second, third experience with out of those original pools is like, this card is bananas. It's so good. Then you go to a pool where you've got 3 Ball Lightnings, which you think, oh my gosh,
it's
Yahtzee,
so good.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, and a lot of times it is.
And sometimes, most of the time it is, but then sometimes you're sitting on a hand of 3 Ball Lightning and 1 of any card, and you're thinking right now, if my opponent just attacks me with everything they've got, I lose.
If they have a good turn, it's bad.
I lose.
Yeah.
Now, I've experienced that before.
Did I tell you about the game I won in turn 2?
No.
So my opening, I was Briar versus Briar. I was playing as Chase, who's a Destiny player from way back at the first pre-release I went to. Round 1. I'm going first as Briar. He won the roll, so he picked to go second. I do like 3 or 4 damage.
First turn.
Yeah.
Arcane? Or just...
Yeah, it was like I think it was 1 Arcane from an attack and then swing a sword.
Right.
So he took 3 and then he took 1 off something.
It's good first turn Briar.
Yeah. Then I Arsenal. He goes. And he threatens he does 8 damage. But in my hand, I have lethal plus 2 if he doesn't block. So it's all right, I go down to 12, but then he is gonna have to block, and I'm still this could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm going about my turn, right? He blocks the first part of the first thing for 2, and then I'm keep going. He takes the hit. I keep going. He takes it. I'm like, oh, you must have a really good hand.
Yeah.
And then I keep going, and then literally I'm swinging for lethal. He's sitting there with 3 cards in his hand, and he just flips it over, and there's no block.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Game over.
Exactly.
A 3-minute game.
So, here's the thing, though. In Aria, does that... I'll answer your question here. A couple of questions there. Does that mean you don't run all the Ball Lightnings that you get? Or do you just deal with the potential consequences of that turn?
I think as Briar... you deal with the potential consequences, because the upside of having she as a hero is heavily focused on tempo.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is once you start playing, especially constructed, you start seeing it way more, which is when things are going good for her, they're really good.
Yeah.
And the moment they stop going good, you've got a problem. So sometimes she'll draw a hand of 4 9 attacks, and then she can't hit you. She can't get embodiments. You swing back. All of her stuff now blocks for 2.
Yeah.
It's really easy to get hit effects, to do bad things to her. You can really mess her up. And when that happens, then so you have to prevent that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
So step one is you have to make sure you have enough attacks in your deck as Briar.
Right. Ball lightning being one of them.
And a 0-cost attack with Go Again means that any non-attack into ball lightning, you can swing a sword.
Yeah.
In sealed, that's just too good.
It's worth the risk.
It's high.
Yeah.
It's. I mean,
it's going to win you more games. It's going to lose you.
Yeah. In a 30-card deck, if you have 3 ball lightnings as an example, your odds of seeing it's 1 in 10 is the number of the deck, but you're drawing 4 cards. So the odds-o-meter on drawing 1, right, is not like most hands aren't going to have 1 in them. Some hands will have 1, less hands will have 2, and you should almost never draw 3. But even half the time you draw 3, you're on tempo.
Yeah, and they're not going to have the swing back.
And it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Because like they're having to block you anyway.
Yeah.
So like if the rare occasion comes up where you can't block with it, and also you're not the one in favor, and also it actually, to be the worst, you have to be at a point where they can kill you. Because even if you can't kill them, then it's like ball lightning. Ball lightning,
it's a really good offensive turn, right?
Yeah.
But it's something to look at, that I think it's easy to gloss over that stat whenever you're evaluating cards. And Levia made me really question 0 defense cards in a big way. And I think Tales of Aria has kind of reignited that mechanic for me. I think we'll see this a lot more going forward, non-defense cards. The cost of that is high.
Yep.
So I think ball lightning pretty perfectly balanced for that downside.
I think a great example of this is that Lightning Briar deck that won the UK Nats, which is, I think it had 12 or 14 0 blocks in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there are going to be turns where that's a 4th year deck.
Yeah.
You should see one of those per hand on average. And it's a bell curve. So a lot of hands won't have any, but a good number of hands will have 2. Mm-hmm. And maybe 3.
It feels like playing into Chain in the old days, right? Where it's like you need to maximize your hit effects at weird breakpoints.
Yeah,
and just punish them for not being able to block that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you feel like you've taken from your Tales of Aria sealed experience?
I think one of the big things, because we were so focused on constructed since like January, is how much different each format actually is, even though they're the same cards.
Yeah.
So sealed, to me, was kind of a return to fundamentals, and a good example of fundamentals that just evaluating cards up front and then playing it for a month and starting to understand what's actually worth it. Literally, this top card here, Entwine Earth. Mm-hmm. It's like the first time I saw red Entwine Earth, it's like 2 for 6, and if you have an extra card, you can fuse it. Now it's 8. Like that's fine, but it's not fancy. It's not like exciting.
Yeah.
But then more and more, it's like, man, that what's the name of that one card? I saw it here. Evergreen, red the red.
3 for 7.
Or Autumn's Touch, a great example. Red Autumn's Touch, phenomenal card. 3 for 7, blocks for 3. It's Earth, so you can fuse with it. It's just those basics, like the pivots, remembering how to pivot, and not in a way that's like I have this crazy busted constructed hand, but it's literally just put an Autumn's Touch in Arsenal so that you can block with 3 cards and still send 7 back.
And send 7 back, yeah.
Like, just fundamentally good exchanges are real in the evaluations you're making on these cards. Constructed cards are not sealed cards. Mm-hmm. Probably the biggest part of that lesson, because some cards are like in the right deck are really insane, and then you draw them in sealed, and it's like your brain is like, oh, I've been playing that constructed, it's so good. And then in sealed, it's just kind of fun.
It's just not as good.
It's just fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, the fundies. Yeah, that's sort of, I agree with that. Like kind of the continuing performance of high card breakpoints, like high attack breakpoints, like the 3 for 7s, the 2 for 7s, the 2 for 8s, those kinds of exchanges. I thought Aria was fancier than that, but it turns out like it's not still really. Just fundamentally that is still so strong. I'd say another thing on the fancy note is understanding, and this is what I think Aria is forcing us to do, really getting a better understanding of damage versus hitting. Because there's a number of cards in this set in particular that look very similar, but that is a very big difference. Like Frazzle and
arrows,
the other bolt, whatever that is, Buzzbolt. So there is a difference between like anytime you take damage and anytime you hit,
or increase the damage by 1, or deal a damage.
Absolutely, and especially how that interacts with arcane damage. For Briar, that being one of the critical components of this entire set, like the ball lightning into arcane damage is a big deal.
And you can imagine, thinking about early Fab, this is the nuance there is particularly
Way
important.
more. Yeah.
So that's so smart of them to have scaled back like they did, honestly.
Onboard people into it. And then along with that is like these cards that buff that say an attack now gains that it does damage versus the card that on attack that you're playing doing the damage, right? Like you have, I think it's Electrify that says the attack now gains +3 damage, that kind of thing. Like it does 3 additional damage on top. So there's a difference between like something doing damage from this source versus giving that damage to a second source when that source says any damage is going to trigger additional effects. So like Chilling Ice Fan, a good example of that, where you can get double triggers off of the Chilling Ice Fan ability, which is crazy. So that's a big one for me. Anything else for you?
I think the other, I mean, I always feel this way, but like, don't just buy into the narrative that everyone's pushing about like what's valuable and what cards are good to play. Like Sealed is a moment to really evaluate cards and get in there and try them. And so there's a number of cards that I think people were looking at, like as even Entwine Ice Red is like a very reasonable card.
It's actually quite reasonable, yeah.
And even Lexi, like early on, people were just like, she's unplayable.
Yeah, classic Ranger reality.
Yeah, and then you just start seeing people doing well with it. It's like, what's going on here? But it's a skill set. So Sealed and Draft, even with the same set, are vastly different. Like the card evaluations and sequencing and the little tricks are the same, but like the decks are different.
Question I'll ask you.
Yep.
As maybe a final lesson here. How important is the Frostbite token?
Depends on who you're playing.
I'm sure you've been on the receiving end and the giving end of that Frostbite, and I still don't properly know how to value a Frostbite token, but I feel like sometimes it's absolutely crippling, sometimes it doesn't matter much. Adding 3 Frostbite is always tearing your opponent up.
Yeah, if you can get what's that card that does 3 of the
Chilled
hits?
to the bone, I think. Yeah.
If you can get 3 Frostbites, I think it's kind of turn ending. But like you have to be careful. It's sort of like Dominate in a inverse way of like, if my opponent shows me how bad my turn is going to be, I'm just going to block out.
Right.
So then the question is, what do you do with the turn where your opponent just blocked out? Like when you have a full hand, what are you going to do back? So I think it can be really important, but it's a different style of play.
I think the one thing I've noticed with it is, coming from Azalea, playing so much Azalea, it's the kind of mechanic that actually makes Dominate on turn so good.
Yeah, sure.
Like that's where, like you're saying, like, well, if you're just going to give these hit effects that create this kind of universal slowdown of your opponent, like they'll just block out. And that's when Dominate actually becomes such a really powerful effect. Otherwise, we've talked about this many times, Dominate as a mechanic is often just completely worthless.
Yeah, if you're specifically like Bravo, if you're paying to get Dominate, it's possible they would have only blocked with 1 card anyway.
Right.
In which case, now you just paid to do nothing.
You paid essentially to do nothing. And a lot of times, you are mistakenly giving them a better turn that maybe they wouldn't have discovered on their own, right? Yeah. Where it's like, all right, I'll just block with 1 and then I'll send back 10. And it's like, oh no, like I would rather you have blocked with that mistakenly than otherwise.
And I think in this set, right, both heroes that have access to Dominate are the Ice heroes.
Yeah.
And so I think your ideal is create 1 or 2 Frostbites and sink in 7 to 10 damage Dominate effect.
Yeah.
And so you get 5 or 6 damage and their turn is weaker and they can't just block out.
That's the great promise of Dominate. Azalea tried to find this promise as well. If Dominate is getting you damage and also giving them the equivalent of a turn in which they had blocked with a couple of cards because they're less effective, that's the dream. I think that's the design idea for Ranger, and I think Lexi's pulling it off better because Frostbite is so universally valuable. It hurts every hero the same. Like that Lightning Briar deck, everything costs 0 basically, doesn't pitch hardly at all. Where are the Frostbite players on that?
Yeah. So that's one thing that would terrify me to play that deck at a big event like Nationals, because like we'll see. But if Frostbite shows up in a significant way, I think that deck gets demolished.
He's buried.
Yeah.
They must have tested against it, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Or just yellow, right? It's like
maybe yellow.
I don't know.
All right, so I think that's some good lessons.
What up, AJ?
That's what anyone out there have any additional lessons they learned? You got anything else to add?
I mean,
we start cracking some packs, and
I think nothing like specific as much as just I love a new sealed set and getting to learn the intricacies of everything about it. And I'm really excited that the call-ins and now nationals are integrating the sealed draft formats. I think that's awesome for a game like this.
It's great. Okay, what's up, David Whitfield? Say good morning from the land down under where our politicians lie and the world chunder throws up to non-Australians. That's great, David. Well, hey, thank you for that. I didn't know. I thought, David, you were in UK. Is David in Australia? No, David's in UK.
I couldn't tell
David's
you.
in UK.
I don't keep track of David.
I see AJ here. What's going on? What's going on, AJ? Lots of question about Binding Gale's effect. Yes, and Fitty Shades here saying Energy Potion is a good example of a 0-block card, right? Extremely powerful and dangerous, but oftentimes very much worth it.
But it can create a win. Because you have to ask, it's the fundamental question.
No, David, that's cool. You are in Australia. Okay.
How are you going to win the game? And like that's
the Arsenal Pass thesis statement, right?
And so
it's the only thing you should listen to that,
cards like Energy Potion are the kind of cards that let you create a scenario your opponent can't get out of.
Mm-hmm.
But to create that scenario, you have to spend an action on it and also have a 0-block card in your hand.
A little late game inevitability, but could also hose you.
Hey, this pack is something else, dude.
All right, let's roll. Let's get into it, shall we?
Talk about this. So, all right, look. Before
is everything in focus? It looks in focus,
look at this. Red and Twine Earth.
Yeah.
Yellow Electrify.
Oof.
Red Shock Striker.
Oof.
Red Winter's Bite, fine. It could be blue, but it's a fine card.
Red Frostbite, you got the
Red
heat
Frostbite.
there. What
Red
is
Evergreen.
This pack?
That's what I'm saying. Glacial and Frostbite are fine, but then look. Deep Blue. You can't print packs this good. Rice Replenishment Red's fine. Snowed Under and Glacial Footsteps in the same.
Come on.
Then this is not a Runeblade pack, I'll say that.
Come on, man.
But like, look at that thing.
And even a blue moles for the hammer.
I know.
Just finish it right up.
That was a good pack. That's a good pack. Only thing to make this better, Fabled. Let's go.
Those,
oh, look, Red Burgeoning.
I'll tell you another lesson from Tales of Aria. Equipment is important. That lightning armband, what is that thing called? Snap the lightning?
Mark of Lightning.
Taste the rainbow. Yeah, it's so good.
Taste the rainbow.
It's disgusting. Deep blue, disgustingly good.
We might be on a Lexi pool, my friends.
Good. I'd love to see you play Lexi. Didn't you? Wait. Have you played Lexi in an official?
I drafted Lexi.
Oh.
Then I got paired against Oldham Fatigue.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Then
kind of that looming, just old grandpa.
Then I was out of the tournament. Then everyone was sad.
I don't know how I feel about that. Red Earth Thor, I'd like to see that.
How you feel about what?
Just kind of Oldham being this like check on... Like on what, you know? Can you put out enough damage past all my defense, I guess?
I guess.
Can you set up late game inevitability, I guess? But it's all theory, because like it's very difficult to actually do that against Oldham.
Got the Cracker Jacks. So it's looking more Lexi and Oldham by the minute.
Yeah, it's super good. Oof, Red Icequake. I love that card, man. Look at that. Look at that beautiful red glacial foil.
You
and
like
a honing hood. You wish you had that, didn't you?
Yes. I got my fancy Ragamuffins hat though.
Ragamuffins.
I like saying that way as well.
Oh, that's good.
The old Ragamuffin. No more good Briar cards, please.
Check this out. Isn't this insane? As far as I can tell, I got none Earth cards in this pack.
Oh, here's your sign.
No Earth cards.
Just can't escape the range of reality, can you?
Lexi on Lexi. Here we go.
It is interesting. Man, lightning surges are coming out of everywhere. Look at this ice pool, man. It's just building.
2 Earth War surges so far. That's
Ooh,
nice.
Icequake. You love to see it.
Finally got an emboldened.
Oh, you've been waiting on it. I know.
Dude, Red Summer would actually, if you pulled a plume with that.
Oh my goodness.
So
all the
good.
hits.
Well, then tons of Earth in this one.
I need the hood. Give me the hood. Give me the hood.
So many Guardian cards. Crazy. And Twine Earth Red. Here it is.
MVP.
I love Red Chill to the Bone. I didn't like it originally, and I'm like, I'm
all
in
about it suddenly.
now. Yeah, I'm really into it.
That's not. This is not.
There's
what
a
I wanna
Mark of
see.
Lightning.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And a Bramble Spark. Turning me a different direction. But Red Entangle, I'm back. Red Vela Flash. Uh-oh.
Look at this equipment spread. It's kind of unfortunate, actually.
3 Earthlore Surges? Dude, these are some of the best pools I've seen.
Yeah, look at this.
Red Weave Lightning and Coat of Frost? Come on. Who made these packs? Blink?
Do you like Blink?
I don't know. It's fine.
I got no
Doesn't
amulets. That's the important thing here.
That's why your pool's so good.
Yeah. Didn't waste my time.
Oh my.
This is going to be miserable to choose.
Yeah, don't you just like hate when it's hard?
When it's interesting?
Yeah.
Weird.
God, Red Weave Earth. This Earth pool is outstanding.
Wow. Look at that. 2 red and Twine Isis. How about that?
You can dominate to your heart's content.
Look how many element cards I have. This is insane.
Did we open too many packs?
No.
This is 6 packs, right?
I have 6 pieces of equipment, so.
Oh my gosh. What's going on? I've never seen stuff this good. Channel Lake Frigid, that's always a fun gambit. It's block 3.
I like Frigid is a card. I like that card.
These tips and more. Okay. Okay. Wow. My gosh. This is nuts, man.
I got less Weave Ice than I want. Know what I mean?
No, actually. Oh, yeah, I do know what you mean. How about 3 Earthware Surges? You like that? And Weave Earth on top? Okay.
He likes the stock.
Red Break Ground. That's notable.
Yellow and Blue Lightning Surge are just never what you want them to be.
Red Entwine. Yeah, they're not. They're not.
Nope.
Yellow Break Ground, I would play that. And then a Summerwood Shelter. Red. Okay. Blue Earth Blue is okay. Even. Oh, the Summerwood Shelter. Man, if I had the plume, whew, I wouldn't mind it. Okay, put that there. So I'm just pulling out, like I like to do it like this. I don't know, everybody probably has their own method at this point, but I just kind of like have my notables and then I kind of put my little, these are fine cards down here in case I need to pump up some stats.
Pump up.
I think Channel Lake's worth having. Red Icing Counter is worth talking about. I'm actually going to put Red Shoulder the Bone in these piles. And we'll put Red Icequake in here too. Those are good cards. Blue Winter's Bite can be quite good in Lexi. Got 2 of those. It's pretty solid. I love the blue version of that card. Red Entwine, for you, I'll put it in the stack. Red Polar Blast, I'm just not. I'm not.
Not into it?
Alex is into it, I'm not into it. I mean, it's fine if it's what you need, you know? We've 2 blue Electrifies. I'm not excited about that. A couple of flashes. Okay, well, we've kind of got... This is the Briar section for sure. Flash, Electrify... And then 2 Ball Lightnings there. Huh. Heaven's Claws Yellow is fine. 3 black for 4. And Twine Yellow, I hate that card. It's like 3, right? It's like 3. It's like, but 3 is the worst of those numbers. Shock Striker Yellow is fine. It's not great. So we have to play Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to play Earth here. For sure. And so then I'm looking at, okay, well, Earth Ice looks really good. I think Earth Ice looks slightly better than Earth Lightning. So let's take a look at our pools. I think Lexi's out. Are you playing Lexi?
Maybe.
Good. You should.
It's a Lexi Oldham day.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Let's see what we get here. We got a red stir, yellow stir is fine.
How many pumps do you think you need for Lexi?
Hold on a second. 3 Bramble Sparks gets me interested. How many pumps? Not as many as you think. 2, 3. Like need? You don't need that many. But you play well. 2 red Vela flashes.
I was asking a lot.
What's up? And a Singeing and a red Arcanic. These are good cards.
Corey, we have not tried the new Digimon TCG yet.
It's using the that one system where there's that slider. You know, it slides back and forth. You pay, and then they get a lot to pay.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you've heard of it.
You can hear my interest.
Yeah, well, it's actually quite awesome. We played it. We played it with the Godzilla one or whatever it was.
That was fun.
Yellow Snow Under if I'm reaching. Yellow Entangle if I'm reaching.
You know you're playing yet?
Oh.
I'm gonna play not that. Because I could play all 3 heroes, but I'm not gonna play Briar.
Yeah. Nick's probably right about that though. You can't beat Oldham without 7 to 8 pumps. That's probably true.
Well, what about 1, 2, 3, 5?
Like I would probably side in like my Invigorates against Oldham or something. But I don't know, this is bad. It's just not good for you.
Yeah.
And it never will be.
Yeah. Alright. Let's just take a look at Oldham Bill.
We've got some pretty good hammer cards here. But gosh, it's hard to turn down the Briar situation we've got to. Taking over your space, okay?
It's fine.
Don't you wish Thump costs 3?
Story of my life.
It depends on, I guess, you playing with or against. A lot of blues here. You could probably go... You could be pretty... Yeah, that's right, Nick. I feel that. Pretty similar. Here, look at this. What do you think about this compared to your Oldham pool?
It's very yellow.
And
so
blue.
far.
A lot of blue.
Blue's fine-ish. I like my Oldham pool better.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm on Briar.
You have Cracker Jacks.
I do.
It's helpful.
Yeah, in fact, Briar would be on 1 equipment, Mark of Lightning. I'd have Cracker Jack's Coat of Frost with Oldham. And I'd have Honing Hood, Coat of Frost, Mark of Lightning with Lexi. Well, that's interesting.
That's a bummer, Nick. 7-1 in Sealed and Cincy. Lost 2 in a row to Oldham in a draft with Lexi that was fine, but didn't have enough pumps. Yeah, I think you really have to be on Pumpsville in draft.
Yeah. The Oldham decks can get too fatiguey. Okay, so this is a pretty good, like, Briar pool. I'm so attracted to ice. I've got to get over that. Yeah. I'm getting over it currently. Already over it, really. It happened, right? Just like that. Brambles, Vela, Stir, Sigil. This is a good arcane damage style deck right here. And I don't, yeah, I've got to play Earth. I've got to play Earth. Okay. Briar it is. Do a classic Tales of Aria situation.
Playing Briar, right?
Yeah. The equipment did not want me to be playing Briar. Let me tell you that. And I'm not convinced yet. But let's put it together and see how it looks. Okay, got my extra lightning, my extra ruin blade, my extra earth, my 1 invigorate. We'll see if we need it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 earth cards. That's great. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lightning cards. That's great. And then let's see what our curve looks like. Start making some cuts. I do have some good cards here. What are you thinking?
I'm just looking at ratios. So like how many blues, how many earth, how many ice I have. I'm playing Oldhim. So I just want to be careful.
What's up, Sim? Overall, what game is it and what is it about? This game? This game is Flesh and Blood, trading card game. You can find out more, Flesh and Blood. What is it? FabTCG.com. Fantastic game. It's an absolutely fantastic game. Could not recommend it enough. Super deep for competitive play. Pretty approachable. Choose a hero. Build your deck. Collectible booster packs, etc. Pretty cool fantasy setting. Has a lot of texture to it. I'm excited to get more of that as the game progresses. But it doesn't feel as generic or boring as a lot of fantasy settings can. Chase Kazi, is someone new to the game? What's a good starting point for knowing how many reds versus yellows versus blues in the deck?
Oof, that depends on the deck. Right?
Everyone will tell you it depends, but you know that's absolutely not helpful, right? So,
I find myself at 18 to 21 blues a lot.
Really?
Not in sealed. In
oh, okay. Yeah, in constructed. It's like, oh.
Now I think 10 is a good plus or minus, but like some Briar pools are very low curves.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lexi and Oldhim both need more blues on average.
And here's an easy, if you're thinking about constructed, if you think about ratio wise, basically think about if I have 1 blue, that's going to give me the most efficient exchange between cards and costs. So I'm going to trade 1 card to play potentially all 3 of my other cards, depending on their costs, right? But if you have to pitch 2 cards out of your hand to play your other 2 cards, now your efficiency is so much lower because you have to factor out 1 entire card to whatever it is that you're doing. So generally you want to pitch blues. Now there's some nuance to that, but you generally want to pitch blues to power your turns. And if you have, let's say, a 30 card deck, if you have, divide that by 4, so that'd be like safely 7 to 8 blues. You should see about 1 of those every turn. You can pitch it and then power your turn with that. So that's a good, at least, starting point.
Technically, at 7 or 8, there's going to be a good number of turns where you don't see 1.
That'll happen. But
the curve.
In constructed, usually people are on like 18 blues that are looking to run, if they're in a 60 card deck, they're looking to run 18 blues to hit pretty reliably a blue every turn. Like Dorinthia does that quite often. 18 to 20 is where a lot of players will land if it's their primary engine for for powering a standard deck. If you have a much lower cost curve, you can go away from blues entirely and go all the way down to yellows. If maybe every conceivably good turn you can have is all 0 and 1 cost, you can pitch a yellow and do it like that. So those are the consideration. It's just, I think a good starting point is try to have 1 blue in every hand. And then you'll have certain heroes that are going to change that math. They're going to want to shift that curve down, play a lot of 0s and 1s, or they're going to want to shift that curve up. Like Guardian plays a lot of blues because they have a lot of 6-cost cards and a lot of things that you have to pitch multiple times for. So, that's an answer.
Michael's saying, as someone who has not opened my Blitz decks that you guys sent me, are they good for learning the game? I think it's a pretty good place to start. There are some restrictions on them making a starter deck. I would probably recommend starting with Oldhim and Briar of the 2. Lexi just is a little bit to learn.
It's a lot to learn.
Not as fundamental. And then go from there. And then saying if so, how easy is it to find games in your Discord channel for someone needing to learn?
Pretty easy.
Our Discord community is great. I don't know how many people are necessarily wanting to play like Blitz level stuff, but I do think you would have an easy time finding sealed games. So if you buy 6 packs of Tales of Aria, you open them, you can build a deck. You can even do that with someone. They'll open 6 packs and kind of walk you through it. That might be easier to find, but you know, hop on the Discord channel and see if anyone is interested.
You're playing Oldham?
Indeed.
It might be worth me. I'm going to go ahead and just side in on one Inspire Lightning just to see what it looks like. I've never tried it, so I'm going to try it. Invigorate.
I like the stock. Red Invigorate and Briar.
We'll go a few more cards. See what that feels like too, since there's nothing on the line for me. Let's get some beautiful copper sleeves.
That's right.
And play what may be our last Tales of Aria sealed game.
Ever.
That's great, Micah. Hey, thanks for that. Thanks so much. Also, you covered it, like not doing Lexi. Honestly, like, if I was saying what's the best place to start, it's still those Ira decks.
Yeah.
It's still the Ira fundamentals, Welcome to Wraith, like simple back and forth fighting mechanics. Aria's gonna take it. There's going to be a learning curve on Aria because there's a lot of fairly tricky interactions between damage, hits, and those kinds of things. So just be aware of that, and it's not insurmountable, and it's absolutely worth getting over the hump on that.
Caleb asking what sleeves I'm using. These are katanas. Matte. The white ones, we have them on the website if you're interested. They are nice. I go back and forth between Dragon Shield Matte and katanas.
Yep. It's worth going back and forth on. I think the whole world goes back and forth on this.
See my buckler?
Yeah, you got some good equipment there now. You got the hat too. You got it all. Okay. I'm trying some things today. We'll see if it works. Rosetta, and you got a Briar over there? I've got a million tokens. There we go. Earth, Lightning,
Where are the embodiments?
and Briar. Boom.
If you want them.
You got me. And I just get to play the Marco Lightning, right? Can't play the Hood, can't play Code of Frost, can't play that.
Oh, I'm so sad about that hood.
You could have had it. If it was a slightly different pack, you could have had it.
Yeah. Evens? Stevens?
Yeah.
It was even. Your choice.
Okay, and let's see. We decided a long time ago that there's an answer to this.
Sure is.
I feel like I was going second constantly. I liked it.
So second means you get the first swing when it actually matters.
Real turn, yeah.
But first means you get the first 5-card hand.
Mm-hmm.
Which, against Oldham, 5-card hands are less relevant.
Yeah, I mean, going first against Oldham can also be a problem.
You can
'cause
dominate
easily
your
just.
face right into the ground.
You can do that, but Willie?
Who's Willie?
Who's Willie? So if you're playing Briar, what do? Do you go first or go second?
I'd probably go first against Oldham. Just
Land some arcane damage.
Well, it depends. How much arcane damage do you have?
Pretty good amount.
On attack action, specifically.
Pretty good amount, yeah.
If it's high, I like being able to create that embodiment going into his first turn.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be careful that you don't lose out on an arsenal card because I ice react to you off of your attack.
Right. That is the question.
So watch out.
Not that, sometimes you can't help but do it. Michael, I like that. Will you be swinging? That's good. Could have a weird effect on what people expect from the stream.
We were swinging.
All right, clean game. You want to work through our all of our timing windows and stuff?
I already did it wrong.
I'm sure it's going to definitely happen.
I'm playing Oldham. Who are you playing?
Sideboard?
Okay, then we sideboard. Then, actually, no. Then we roll. Determine who's going first. Then we sideboard.
Let me sideboard. And
then we shuffle, draw our opening hands. And then I teach you how to play the game.
Longtime viewers will know that's not true.
But new people will have no clue.
They'll have no clue.
As long as I win.
I think, yeah, Zach. Just don't check his limited elo.
Hey, my limited elo is pretty good. You want to take a
look? So, what would that make mine?
Really good. Yeah. How's Constructed going for you?
I haven't even played it.
I've moved up the ranks to number 114.
Awesome. What am I
limited.
At?
I am.
Are you ahead of me yet?
I
You've been playing a lot more. It's not fair.
I only played one more limited tournament than you so far.
Didn't you do all the Road to Nats and stuff? Oh, that's Constructed.
Doesn't count.
It doesn't count for elo?
Only pro level events.
Oh.
Yeah. There it is. Let's see. Let's just look at old Steven. Wooly.
Can they put an asterisk next to me on Constructed and say Ranger player? Does that not work?
I think it's understood. You know. Your Constructed elo, you're number 1448.
All right, that's a room for improvement.
Yeah. And then your limited elo, for those that are here, number 39.
39, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Guess I need to play that more. Just keep me from deck building and I'll get you.
Yeah. You have to deck build live.
You want to, if I can just like be restricted. Okay, let's do this thing. What do you think?
I'm ready.
All right, everybody.
Terrence Milner saying
What's
you
up,
need to play more.
Terrence? Yeah. Brendan, yes, you can. You can start one.
Well, if they announce the events early in the year and they're spread out across the entire year, I think your odds are going to get higher.
I have a few like fall dedicated like events.
It's also just like all of a sudden like, hey, there's 4 events in the next 3 months.
Yeah. I got things to do. I'm not a young child.
Yeah, like
I'm
other
not a
people.
freewheeling. This is hilarious.
No arcane damage, which is fine. You start some pass.
No, it's quite funnier than that.
Good or bad?
Good.
All right, let's go. You gonna do that thing for 3?
Yeah.
I can't do anything about it. That's
Yeah, that's right.
An arsenal.
Let me make sure that there's not like a.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
How did you know, man? That's fine. I too.
Yeah. Okay. Let's play Inspire Lightning. I'm gonna pitch this yellow Stir the Wildwood, so watch out. I'm stacking. And I'm gonna fuse with a blue Electrify.
I took 3.
3 arcane damage.
You got it.
And then
What up, Van?
I'm gonna. Is embodiment only from attacks? When do you get them? Attack action, you have to do it.
Yeah.
So you don't get any embodiment. It's a bummer. And then, great question on this. We'll throw that here. I guess that's fine. I don't know. Going in without embodiments kind of blows.
Yeah, I think that's a fine play. Fine. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Over to you.
Well. You ready for this heater?
I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready.
For this, what did she say? For this jelly? I don't think you're ready for Destiny?
You're beyond me now.
Yeah. I'm listening to cool kid music.
Yeah.
Can't keep up. I thought you said you were about to do something.
I am.
Okay.
Just thinking. That can't be right.
But what if it is, though?
It's not. It can't be
It's
right.
a total bluff. You came in all hot to trot.
All right. Let's, you don't want to block. play Entangle blue for 5. No fusion.
No fusion?
Just 5 classic damage.
I'm just here, so don't get 5. 5.
You heard it here first.
Okay. Well, let's make sure we can play the cards. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. That makes sense.
I almost played a blue and Bolden.
Now that would have been something. I would have been very impressed by that.
Yeah. Gets +3 next round, you see.
Very, very impressed. All right, let's block that for 3.
Take 2.
Taking 2.
Call me in the morning.
Of course I will.
I too can do damage.
You want to clear that chain for me? I mean,
Nah. That's interesting.
all right, so we'll start. We'll play an Electrify from Arsenal. We'll pitch the blue. Play the card, announce it, and then pay for it. If you're not doing that, it's wrong. You don't pay first. You don't pay first. Okay? Draw a card. Courtesy of Electrify.
Pass? Is that what you're doing?
Interesting.
See it, give me...
Give me a man after midnight. Take me by the...
Yeah, you took 3 for some reason.
Did I? Thanks. That's just very, very kind of you.
See? Play it clean.
That's very clean, yeah. Very, very clean. Yeah, this is right. Didn't think this was right, but it's right. Let's do this. Weave Lightning, +3.
Holy smokes.
Create an embodiment of lightning.
Why you do this?
Let's play a Heaven's Claws for 7. 1 card in hand, 1 resource floating. Now, what we were talking about earlier, technically all of this is in the discard pile right now. This is like fab nomenclature to be a nice person, you know, to be a good person. Electrify is one of these cards that hits a hero to do its thing.
This will be a quick game. No black.
Oh! Take 8
Cards in?
and go again. 1.
Hold the phone, friend.
I'll pass my priority window during the reaction step. I have no reactions. I'll pass to you.
Before I take damage.
Oh gosh, we've already screwed it up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about playing a clean game, and then we already screwed up. Like first interaction
How
that
many's
matters.
coming at me?
Defense step. You may
many?
add any number of cards to defend with
7?
the bottom little armor icon.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna block for 7.
Blocking for 7.
Totally different play.
Reaction step. I passed. Do you have any reactions?
I'll use my ice reaction to put a card from your hand on top of your deck.
Top of the deck. Done. You block with 7. I have 7. Cancels out. This doesn't do anything. And I have go again.
Mm-hmm. You clearing the chain? Is that what
No. I was just keeping it clean.
Okay.
You know, because those are technically not there. Pay 1 for Rosetta Thorn. 2 Arcane and 2 coming at.
Best deal in baseball. Take it all.
All right, you got it. And look, I've missed so many Embodiment of Birth tokens. You know what I'm going to do?
You missed
Nothing.
9. I blocked it.
That's right.
I'll pass my turn to you. I'm just waiting for you to potato.
I don't potato.
Potato.
Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. Potato. You say tomato. All right, man, this is a good question now. Great question. You probably just play it, you take it easy here. That's what you do. You take it easy. Take it easy. A lot of ways to go with this. Just want you to know that. Just want you to know that. You can use that ice reaction, you think?
Absolutely.
Is that likely?
High odds. Make your head spin how much I'm going to use that.
Will it? Will it? But what if instead I just keep doing a ton of damage?
Yes. Do that one.
That does seem better for me, doesn't it?
Yeah. It'll probably work out.
All right, let's go. I'll take a risk here. I'll take a risk. 7? No, let's do 5. 5 and then get an arsenal. Yeah, let's go. I did the thing I shouldn't do. Veil of Flash coming in, no fuse. 5 damage. Two cards in the hand. Embodiment of Earth token on the line.
Block for 5.
Blocks for 5. Reaction step.
Pass.
Pass. Me pass first. You
Me
pass.
pass it, you pass me. You're going to regret that. Just kidding.
And then let's throw this under. Over to you.
Gonna entwine Earth for 6.
No fuse. No funny business. Okay. Wow. This is crazy. Now hold on just a second. Oh, Zachary. My gosh. I'll take 6.
Create and I don't get anything for that. Hello.
I think this all works. Weave Earth from the arsenal there. Bramble Spark. Fusing Earth. We get +3 there.
It's so oppressive. You're gonna run out of attacks though.
Next attack action card is gonna do the.
That's the stuff. The trick of this deck.
We'll create an Embodiment of Lightning for 2 non-attacks. We'll play an Arcanic Shockwave, Fusing Lightning. So it's going to do 2 arcane damage, 1 from Arcanic, and 1 from
Bramble.
Bramble. So you got 2 embodiments there?
2, yeah.
Okay.
And that's coming to me for...
And there's 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 4, so 11 coming at you there. With Go Again. This will pop. Good morning, Daddy Mon from the Philippines.
Block for 11.
Did you take 2 arcane?
Yeah.
Okay. Block for 11 is successful. With the Go Again.
Cardboard Cast the Fab League is a monthly league. Happens on Tuesday nights. I think it starts at 8 p.m. And you just have to be on our Discord channel. It's $20 a month. You get charged a couple weeks before it starts. As long as you play 3 out of 4 weeks, we'll send you a random promotional item from that, from like the Armory kit. So it could be a promo, could be a playmat, could be a cold foil. Who knows?
And then I'll pitch sword 2 and 2.
Take 4.
Right on.
All right. Do less this time.
Okay, and then this goes in the arsenal.
Yeah, over to you.
Embodiment clears. Draw my hand. You ever seen Michael Jordan from half court? Just dunk
Space
it?
Jam? Yeah, I have.
Just absolutely go for the dunkers.
Come at me, bro.
Okay. All right. I might do that. Bun. 1 arcane. Get that little land there. Yeah. Okay. Let's just annoy you.
Naturally.
Let's play a blue Bramble Spark. No fusion.
Great. How many brambles you got in there?
Let's play a blue Ball Lightning.
Okay, so 2 arcane. I can't.
Let's go
that.
again. Yeah, you take 2 arcane, 1 for Bramble, and then because of Ball Lightning's effect, it's going to be an additional there. So 2 there.
Your embodiment.
Yeah, thank you. You don't want to forget that. One damage.
Oh, shield.
Buckler it is.
It's built for that moment.
Got it. Reaction step. I'll pass reactions.
I'll pass.
Okay.
Shield goes away.
Resolved. Chain's still open.
I threw my shield at your ball of lightning.
Let's do a break ground for 7. Can you hear Zach slowly deflating? That's the sound of him teaching me how to play Flesh and Blood as we discussed earlier.
Block for 6, get a reaction.
I'm going to crack Mark here for 2.
That doesn't work there.
Yeah, right. For 1.
No, it doesn't work at all. Lightning or elemental.
Oh.
See? You're learning.
What? That's not an elemental attack?
It's Earth. Doesn't count.
Oh, man.
That's why this doesn't apply to that either.
Didn't need to break ground there. You are teaching me how to play.
As it happens. So I'll block for 4.
I'll pass reactions, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll react with Earth and Ice. Put the card on top of your deck, prevent 2, so I'll take 1.
Right on.
Give me a potato. I just need 1 potato.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. That's right, Mark's coming in next time. Buddy.
Yeah, just anything but ball lightning.
Buddy. That's the kind of stuff at Tales of Aria. If you're learning Tales of Aria, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Give me a potato. You have a potato?
No.
Nah. I just need a potato.
I don't potato, man. I told you that.
Man. I made a critical mistake this game.
What was that? Defending with everything?
No. My first turn, I'll shell choice.
Playing these 4-card hands is garbage.
What's that even mean?
I want 5.
I've been playing 0-card hands.
I want 5, man. What the heck?
What up, DM Armada? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm waiting for... So the thing about Briar is you just block long enough and eventually she draws a potato hand.
That's as the theory goes, I suppose. Yeah.
I should have cut his deck.
Cut my what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You heard me.
You heard me. Let's do a yellow ball lightning. With go again there.
Coming for 2, eh?
Yeah. We'll now move to the defense step. Actually, I will announce and pay the cost of 0 for ball lightning. You can respond to that before it resolves. Do you have any responses?
It's very funny.
I mean, technically, I pass the priority to you. You pass it back to me. Mm-hmm. Then it resolves. It becomes a layer on the chain. Let's play clean. Let's play Downy clean.
Let's go.
Quilted quicker picker upper.
No block.
Reaction step. I'm the turn player, so I have the first ability to respond. I'm going to pass my reaction.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Let's react with both. 1 resource floating.
1 on the top of the deck.
Yeah. And prevent the next 2 damage I would take. How about a 3-card hand?
Let's put this one on top. No, we'll put this one on top. Let's put this one on top. I don't suppose it'll matter. Depends entirely on... Oh, I don't know. Maybe it will matter. Yeah, it will matter. So let's put this one on top. And then, nope, let's put this one on top. Okay, successful. I have go again.
Yep.
So let's pitch, swing the sword for 2. That's right, dear Ramona. I actually watched that video this morning. I hadn't seen that channel before, but that's pretty cool. It's cool what they're doing. It's a service to this degenerate community that just wheels and deals however they please with these action windows. Talking to you, Zach. The bottom of my deck is stacked like a Christmas piñata.
Not good. Let's block it.
All right. Arsenal that. Now, technically, you block that. Reaction, etc. Then I pass priority. You pass priority. Then we go to the end phase. We put the things under. We arsenal a card, and we redraw.
Yeah.
For all of our friends keeping track at home.
All right. I'm going to trigger rag.
I'm going to do that Fab Foundations like rules video, so I'm trying to make sure I fully understand.
I'm going to put
Ragamuffin?
this on bottom. And then pass.
Oh my gosh. Whew. Zach, did somebody turn up the heater? Because I got nothing but heat on this side of the table.
Let's go. Let's go. I declare a rematch.
Let's play Bramble Spark.
Is this a constructed deck?
We're going to fuse it with an Earth card here. Give it +3 there.
Ridiculous. You better not play another one right here. I'm going to flip this table.
It's playing Invigorate.
That's going to be just fine, I assume.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to get this 4 that I'm putting on it. We're going to create an embodiment of lightning there. Let's play an Entwine Earth.
Oh, sweet lord.
We're going to fuse with Earth.
Get out of here.
Coming in at 8 with go again. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. All right, you got me. I can't
Let's
even,
swing for
can't
2
even
and 2.
defend.
What do you think?
Let's play that again. Let's play that again. Man, you just kept coming.
There is no sweeter drink than destroying your friends on camera. As Brendan would not know.
Man, he's living high today. He's living high today.
So anyway, yeah, Briar's pretty good. That's kind of the reason most people are playing Briar right now in Sealed.
Because that happens.
Yeah.
I think I can fix it.
Okay.
All right. Who went first that time?
I did.
Let's repeat that. Go ahead.
You the same thing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that Inspire Lightning again.
I just want to.
Got those hot hands.
These hands were made for lightning.
Shout out to the stream there for being here. for loving my comedy routine.
What's your stream record?
My stream record is bad.
Is it? Not here, but like in events.
I lost both games on stream at the official.
Have you and Brendan thought about starting a podcast?
We should, yeah. It'll just be a black screen, so we won't have to be losing on camera.
No video.
But I play a lot on camera, so I know that I can at least win on camera, even if it's just a casual event. I've never seen Brendan win on camera.
That's
even
true.
against Hayden, I've never seen it happen.
Really?
Not once.
Yeah.
And maybe just watching the wrong videos.
The tagline could be, it's not about the games we lose on stream, it's about the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, it's true. No, I played it very unfortunate times on the stream. Basically, whenever I was drafting. If I had played my sealed games on stream, I'd have been fine.
Yeah. I have to tell you, man, if I had been going first, this hand would be something special.
Did you get glacial into like a Weave
It's
Ice or
just
something?
the perfect attack and the perfect arsenal card.
But you want me to go first?
Yeah. I said you're going first before I drew.
Okay.
I can't retroactively.
The Camera Crushed podcast is pretty good. That's great. Did you watch him when they had Sasha on the interview?
I haven't seen that yet. No.
You really should.
I've
It's
heard
great.
Sasha's pretty good.
I left a comment on there on the Team Covenant YouTube. Said, you can make the best barbecue in the world with the amount of low and slow heat on this podcast. Which is so true. It's just like light roasting the whole time between Brendan and Sasha particularly. And then Hayden's just like along for the ride. It's great. Just like being like the referee.
I do feel like he's the more even keel.
Yeah.
He's not the heat in the pan, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Yeah.
All right. Show me what
See,
you're
this
working
is potatoes.
with. There we go. See, you just have to show it.
I just got it at the wrong
You
time.
just like do 15 damage. Okay.
Huh. Okay, well, we're going to at least play it weird, I suppose. We can get an embodiment. Ugh. Or we can do something. Ugh. It's the all red with the 3-cost attack hand that you don't want. You could just launch the 3-cost attack, but there's really no winning to that. So it's probably generate an embodiment and arsenal a card.
Yep.
That's not terrible, is it?
It's just fine.
All right, so let's play Flash, Invigorate, Embodiment, Pass. Because, like, as much as I want to swing the sword for no reason, I'm not going to.
You don't want to give me a mulligan?
I don't know. All right, and then we draw back up. Okay, that's not terrible.
All right, we're going to snow it under. Fuse him with this yellow ice quake.
Oh, I like that. I get a Frostbite.
If it hits.
Only if it hits?
Yeah, 7 damage coming at you. David, the Majestic boards are really simple. So it's just health. So in a constructed game, you can go typically to 40 health. So you have 8 dice at 5, and you click it down as you're taking damage, which we'll do here because we're at 20 and sealed. And technically, you could have 6 or 8 extra health at 6s if you like gain life up front without losing it first. Should be more info on the website about it.
Okay, I'm with it on this. All right, I see.
I hope you brought your coat.
This, and that. So yeah, and then we've got to account for that Frostbite. So that's here. Hope we pay for that correctly. You've got no go again. You've got no funny business. I'm just gonna block that for 3.
Take 4.
Taking 4.
And then get a free gift.
Gaining a free gift.
All right, and then I'm gonna put this in arsenal. Or pass it over to you.
Okay. Let's play a Bramble Spark. It's going to cost me 1, so I'm going to pitch here for that. And then we're going to fuse it with this Earth card for +3. And then we're going to play a Singeing Steelblade. Pitch, 1 floating.
2 arcane.
Has go again. So 2 arcane. Where's my embodiments?
Coming for 7.
Coming in for 7. With go again. How are you, David? I don't have any cards, so your ice reaction can go right out of town.
That's how you have to do it.
Yeah. This is the way. And for those keeping track at home, in case you're confused, Bramble Spark gives, when you attack with this, deal 1 arcane damage. Singeing has, when you attack with this, deal 1 arcane damage. That does not become 1 instance of 2 arcane damage. That becomes 2 instances of 1 arcane damage. And so for Briar, anytime an attack deals damage, you get the embodiment. So this deals 1 arcane damage. Bramble Spark gives it deal 1 arcane damage, so it has dealt 2 arcane damage at this point. Separate instances, 2 embodiment of Earth.
All right. Over to me.
It takes forever to learn.
Block 7.
Block 7. Reaction step. Going to me. I pass.
Earth reaction.
Earth reaction.
Prevent the next 2 I would take.
It's good. Pay 1. 2 arcane is blocked by your reaction. 2 damage coming in.
Take 2.
Taking 2.
Had to at least make it look like I might cover up all that. But I have other plans.
You're going to swing for 7.
Oh, wait. That's not the card I thought it was. I'll swing for 4.
Absolute classic.
I thought it was the dominate, draw a card when you play it.
Yeah. Well, that was obvious.
It's not. Swing for 4. That's
It's
fine.
not that one.
That's a fine exchange. RTFC.
Yeah.
Jordan, the random discards from Rhinar typically happen before the reaction step. So against Old Him, if he can intimidate 4 cards, Old Him doesn't get a chance to react.
Well, that's really interesting, dude. What's 1 arcane worth anyway? It's blocked for 4 with the embodiments.
You got it.
Inspire Lightning, no more. The real question is, how many ice cards do you have in that deck? And I think it's a lot.
It's more than you want it to be.
Yeah, much more. But I think it's ultimately what I need to be doing. Okay, let's do... Arcanic Shockwave. We're going to fuse it with a flash for arcane damage. So 1 arcane damage off the bat. That creates 1 embodiment. You have a 4 damage attack coming in.
Alright, let's block for 3, go to reactions.
Go into reactions, yep.
You got anything?
Pass my reactions.
React with Earth.
Okay.
Prevent the next 2.
You got it. And then I will put this into Arsenal. Or maybe this. This can get stuck down there.
That's what happened to me last game. Don't put a 4 cost in Arsenal. Ever.
Yeah, no. Those 4 costs are impossible.
Yeah. I was planning to play it the next round, and then you went crazy on me. So it never happened.
Okay.
Forever and ever and ever.
And I draw it.
Alright, let's play 1. We're going to play Ice Quake. My next attack is +2.
Beautiful.
Next attack that hits a hero this turn creates a Frostbite. We're going to play a Red Burgeoning for 8. If it hits, you get a Frostbite.
Red Burgeoning for 8 and a Frostbite. That's good. I like that. He likes it. Okay, so if we do this, this, okay, we can roll in. We can roll in nice there. Go again. And I got a Frostbite to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the X in the equation.
It's 8.
It's a bad number.
Don't like 8 at all.
Yeah, it's a 3 or 4 card block, depending on what you're looking at. Probably a 3 card block.
Yeah.
And then I just have to hope I have heat every time after that.
But you've got no, yeah. So we're just going to block some of this and take the Frostbite, I think. And then we'll do this for 1. We'll pass that cost over. And we'll keep working. We'll keep doing the work, right? You keep doing the work.
You keep doing the work.
You don't give him an Arsenal card. Keep doing the work. There's nothing fancy to this play. Oh, that is fancy, actually. Okay. Well, a new line has emerged. It's crazy how this works, man. Huh. Well. It's crazy how this works. I'm being too fancy.
Should I call you Iggy?
It's pretty funny, man.
I get 1 or 2 per stream.
We're gonna block here, and then that's gonna power that, and then we'll do it like that. All right, I'm gonna block with 3.
Take 5?
Take 5, and a Frostbite.
Call me in the morning. It's already a better game than last time.
That's right. All right, Frostbite. We're gonna play a flash, and we're gonna pitch Weave Earth here to pay that. And then we're gonna play a Veil of Flash, pitch an Earthlore Surge, 1 floating, got go again, 5 coming at you.
With a sword swing after.
With a sword swing, that's right.
I get it. I get it. All right.
That's awesome, Ryan. Got that framed giant Oldhim. Woo. That's great too, David. Held off on this game for so long, but son of a gun, the artwork, the throwback feeling of my younger Magic days and the adult young versions of the characters is too cool, so I made the plunge. Convinced my wife to humor me for a bit and play with me while I land. That's fantastic, David. Hey, it's a great spot to be. Truly a great spot to be. I'm a Runeblade player. I do arcane damage, and you can't do anything about it. And then I attack you.
Let's
I'm a Runeblade.
block for 4. Take 1.
Money. Swing the sword.
Take 4.
Take it for 2 and 2. What's up? Okay.
I ain't afraid no ghost.
Nor should you be.
Frostbite for 5.
Mmm.
If it hits, you have to discard a card or pay 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a frost. You already mentioned that. This card, Frostbite token. David was asking what card I keep pulling back to my side.
Yeah, Frostbite token. Yeah, that's right.
So it's a token I give to Steven, and then it makes this next thing cost +1. And then when he does it, I get the token back because I'm going to keep handing it back to him like candy.
Yeah, it's a real bummer.
Like Halloween candy.
Bubblegum and Taffy. Discard a card unless they do the thing. Okay, so we're going to do it a special way. I can't get out from under these 4-card hands.
Tempo.
It'll be okay, though. It'll be okay. Block for 3.
Okay.
And then go to reactions there.
Pass. Citadel Suffering.
Citadel Suffering. Yeah.
Take 1.
Take 1 and it becomes a 3 defense. We're blocking for 6.
You got it. You got it. But now we got a 2-card hand cooking.
All right. Entwine Earth for 6.
That's why that card's so good.
Pretty good. What's ATHF, David? It may well have been. I don't recognize the acronym. Unless it's rude. Or crude, I should say. Just block 6, go to the next turn, man. It's fine. It's fine.
It's block 6.
Yeah. Pass.
It's just here, so don't get...
Arsenal, etc., etc. Aquatine. Yeah, it probably was. I watched a ton of Aquatine. I don't even know what I said, but I say all sorts of weird stuff.
Let's deep blue. Evergreen for 6.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen. The Evergreen for 6.
Apply directly where it hurts. What was the name of that product?
Head on.
There it is.
Apply directly to forehead.
Yeah.
Head on.
We need infomercials. You remember we used to take breaks in the middle of the stream because we let them go on for like 6 hours?
Yeah, 6 to 8 hours. Yes, I remember that. It's devastating.
We were just in that moment of time.
So, this is not a terrible turn. But it's also not what you're looking for. I keep playing these dumb 4-card hands. I hate it. I hate it.
Stop attacking. Just
You keep playing 4-card hands too. It's like we're slapping each other.
I'm old him though.
I am old him.
Guy Rooney saying, currently obsessed with Fab. Bought all the Bliss decks, now looking to get into some booster boxes. Check out our Welcome to Monarch bundle. It's a good place to start. We're almost out too. Then they gone.
Your boy's taking 6, I think.
Down to 5. Let's go.
Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me make sure on that. Because, like, no, your little stupid reaction is going to mess me up. I'll block 2. I'll take 4.
My little stupid reaction.
That ice reaction is bogus, man.
It is, yeah.
It ruins every fun thing I want to do.
I am not surprised. I've deep blued, so I didn't pitch.
Bramble. Stir the wildwood.
Okay, fine. Take an
Pitch.
arcane. Coming in for 7.
Arcane embodiment. Coming at you for 7. I wanted to ball lightning into that because it's way better, but if you react ice on top of that ball lightning, we're in a bad spot.
Black 9.
Okay. Pass. Pass, pass.
Hammer for 4.
Hammer for 4. About to be taking a hammer. Let's see what kind of goods we got here.
Guy asking if we ship to Australia. I think we do. There was some weird stuff going on with shipping. Maybe we don't right now. That is actually true, but we're fixing that somehow.
All right, I'm convinced.
Yeah. It was a weird shipping thing going on.
Yeah, well, they shut it down. They embargoed, like nothing coming in. Okay. 10. You've got 4 coming at me. Can block with 3. And then hit you back for a fairly meager amount. That kind of gets you back in the party here. Back right in the party.
Oh, Hollywood old him.
Mm-hmm.
Get him some shades.
Hollywood old him coming at me, dude. Crazy.
That's pretty funny, actually.
It's quite good. No frostbite or anything weird?
No, just 4 damage.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man.
Aren't you? Well, aren't you?
And
I'll block 3.
All right, take 1.
Take 1.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Deck's getting thin over there, Wooly.
I loaded. That thing is loaded, dude.
It's fine if it's loaded as long as you're having to block.
That thing is loaded.
Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean. Hilarious.
All right, let's do a Veil of Flash for 5. That's all. I could use a few more resource cards in this one. Whoever was asking about your resource, I could have used 2 more blues. Or deep blue. Could have used deep blue. That's for sure.
For 5.
Mm-hmm.
Card's name?
1. This is good. I feel like I can't get on top of it this time.
Great.
You've done a good job.
Working hard for the money, you know?
It's true, Outcast Haven. Deep Blue is the all-star of sealed. Draft is the all-star of limited. Will it see playing constructed? I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's black 5. Go to reactions.
Reactions.
Ice.
You got it. Over to you.
We'll take a ragamuffin shot.
Yeah, I may as well. Take a look-ski.
Put that on top. Arsenal pass.
Okay. We found the taters. They've arrived.
Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
They have arrived. Yikes. I don't even know if I take the embodiment at this point. Like,
oh, yes.
I don't even want to waste cards.
We in a no swing situation?
We're in a no swing.
Woo-wee. Yeah. Hot diggity dang. This is going to be tasty little number.
Good luck. Maybe you just play it to get it out, but that just feels so wrong. I could also be in a... Oh, I'll pitch as well. That's fair. I'll get 2 fresh cards. That's acceptable.
Acceptable?
Uh-huh. Okay, we'll do it like this then. Let's go... let's pitch Earthlore. Swing for 2. For Briar player's Nightmare.
No block.
Take 2.
Call you in the morning. Pump by 6, kill me somehow.
And then let's put this in. Oof, good questions. Such good questions. What matters the most? Let's put that in. Over to you.
All right. Let's go Emerging Avalanche, fusing with the Polar Blast Blue to give you this
Not the thing.
joy. Then let's Cracker Jacks for +1 and play an Evergreen for my hand.
For 8?
For 8, yeah.
Okay.
I'm basically getting to the you have to block with a 3 to not die situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that between forcing an attack out of a specific kind of card out of hand, or 2, and a Frost token, that it slows this roll enough.
With the Frostbite as well?
Yeah. Or at least it's hard math to do.
It's harder. It's harder for sure. So basically, what's the power of this card here? Frostbite. That's a 3. That's 5. You're at lethal there. 7. Okay, that's interesting. So 8 coming at me. I think this is right, though. I think this is right. That will definitely annoy you in a significant way. Let's block 3. And then go to reactions. Do you have any reactions?
Not bad.
All right, I'm going to target this with Summerwood for +4. So I'm going to take 1.
That's a nice little play.
Yeah. I thought you were going to dominate me.
I
was ready. Oh, wait, do I have to pay for this with a Frostbite?
Oh, you do. Good catch. Which is probably awful for you.
Yeah, hold on.
Rethink your life. That's a good catch.
You do. All cards cost 1.
That makes things way worse.
It's way worse. Oh no. No. I think that means I can't use it, basically.
Yeah.
Which maybe is better. So 8, 7, 6, 5. So I would go down to 1.
Don't like that.
No, that's bad. That's very bad. So then what do I threaten back? I'm on... I mean... That's technically fine. I think you have to risk it here. Huh. We're in biscuit territory. All right, block 3, take 5.
Mm-hmm. We do like.
It's ugly now. It's an ugly game now. Yeesh.
We were playing such a clean game until now.
All right, let's go Earth or Surge with Frostbite. So I'm going to pitch 1 and then 3. So I'm going to have 2 floating. Or 1 floating, excuse me. Because I don't want you to bamboozle me with that ice reaction. People will get wrecked by that. Because I was like, I'll pitch this for the sword later. And then it's like...
Nope.
No.
That was the correct pitching.
All right, Ball Lightning coming in for 7.
Is that all?
With Go again, yeah.
How many cards in that deck over there?
Who wants to know?
No one.
9. A third of the deck. Hardly even a concern. Can't let the avalanche pop and not do anything with it. Right?
Agreed. Yeah. This is true. This is very true. Let's go block for 7.
All right, you got the mark coming.
Yeah, take 2.
What is it? Just 1 on the embodiment, right?
Yeah.
It just does 2 arcane, basically, or 2 damage.
Yeah. Then reactions.
Mm-hmm.
I'll prevent the next 2.
With your earth?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I will swing for 2.
Prevent the 2, take 2.
That's right.
Feels bad. This pops, nothing happens.
Is that a thorn in the discard pile there?
That would make me happy.
All right. Bramble confused with Summerwood, and we're good.
Feeling less good now.
All right, so we got a 4-card hand to do the business. Did we help ourselves out, or did we not? We may have helped ourselves.
I'd feel pretty good if I was you.
Okay, things have gotten interesting. Let's see. So if we go pitch 2, so that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. We're in a good spot here. You gotta have the reaction, or it's Potato City. I would have done this totally different if I had been thinking. Badmon City. How many cards you got?
8.
Yikes.
Endgame's good for me though, right? Because the earth cards just keep cycling.
Yeah, it is good. That's pretty good.
Like I have a lot of blocking without having to use cards actually, and I have a hammer that's kind of bigger.
So we could swing for 6 there. We could swing for... This is fascinating stuff. Oh my gosh. How do these cards have so many different things to say? I don't know if I should play for the sword at all or not, because like you've got Earth 1,000 ways from Sunday down there. So what's the sword really at this point? What's the sword?
I mean,
swing 9 or swing 8 and then threaten. That's probably right.
8 and a sword is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that then.
Don't get caught in the ice trap though.
No, yeah, I mean that's the thing is like if you have it, I can do 8, threaten a sword, I can do 9. That
threaten the sword, assuming I don't react, or threaten the sword, you all definitely have the sword.
If you have the ice reaction, I cannot swing the sword.
Okay.
I do 8, can't swing, but you've got to ice react. Otherwise, I do 9, period.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Because the sword swing at that point is probably just means ice card from your hand, which means your return. So I've still got some shots here. Let's do it. Let's do it like this. Weave Lightning. Stir the Wildwood Blue. I'm going to pitch here, break ground. And I'm going to fuse it here with Earth. So it has go again, and it has 5 plus 3 is 8.
Gotcha. Block 7, ice react.
Take 1?
Yeah. I'm at the end of the line.
1 arcane damage. Did I put it down there for me like a smart man? Did he do it? Well, let's find out.
We about to find out. Yeah. It's about to get sticky.
Okay. Well, this seems pretty obvious. Let's do an Earthworm Surge.
Yeah.
Pitch the blue. And then let's do a blue ball lightning with go again. 1 floating, 1 in hand.
For 5, eh? Seems good.
Yeah, it's good.
Block 6, got reactions.
Yeah, reactions.
Prevent the next 2.
Right, you got it. Swing for 2.
Prevent 1, take 3 dead.
Yeah, that's right. Or take 1,
Yeah.
I guess.
Even when it goes good, sometimes not good enough.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think that match is hard.
You think you're like losing? My elo should be 1,000,000 now because I beat the 132nd place player.
I think that I think that's tough.
You know what? I just can't find a way to win with Oldham. I can't. I've not been able to do
I mean, I know how to do it in draft. It's a
yeah,
different story
you draft
there.
all the cards that nobody wants.
Yeah.
That's what all these Oldham players are doing.
Yeah.
I have a 58 card deck that's all Oldham card. Yeah, I'll just play that forever.
But it's such a gambit now because, like, if people are keen to that, if you have 3 people at a table trying to do that, it's going to be bad for all of them.
Yeah.
When there's 1 person at the table playing Oldham in a draft, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
So what do you do? Stay
felt
open?
good there.
Yeah, no, it was good. It's solid. I don't know. Maybe it's. I mean, could anything have changed there?
I don't know.
It's tough because this is the classic Fab rubber band. It's like, well, I could have blocked more, and then it's like, but then my attacks get stronger.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard. That's really hard to say. What's up, Tom? I'm saying I missed the start, but I'm assuming this is sealed. I still find it amazing how balanced this game is with random sealed pass getting down to 1 health each. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's close.
It's really amazing, and especially you just changed your thinking.
Well,
and
I just didn't put the wrong card in Arsenal up front.
That will absolutely wreck you in Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the wrong card?
I put a thump.
Yeah.
Which I know is wrong, but it's the opening hand. So it was either that or no Arsenal, and my assumption with the Cracker Jacks is like literally first opportunity I get, I'm gonna use this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a little bit extra damage, and I'm gonna thump back, and then like have dominate, discard, etc. But then that next turn, you presented like
it was just heat.
Crazy.
Like it was hot sauce.
Yeah. That like if you'd had a hand you had this turn.
Yeah.
Some of those weaker hands at
just
any
like
point.
the basic like
that first
5
game
plus sword or something.
Yeah, it was basically my pivot, right? It's like I can block with 2 cards, and then come back with a dominated thump, and then like start the cycle. But
and then it's all right. That's the thing. Thump never actually hits as hard as I want it to.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'll take 6, lose a card.
I think you want like
Keep going.
one red thump in your deck and one Cracker Jacks.
Yeah.
And when you draw it, you do it.
It's thumping time.
You do it.
It's thumping time. Well, I'm glad I got you ready for nationals here, Zach.
That's right. Gave me a couple losses that way. I get it out of the way for this
Congratulations.
weekend.
We'll get it out of the way. You'll never play anyone this good in Orlando. Just remember that.
Ever, at any point.
Maybe never again. Maybe never again. So this stream is the greatest testing ground that you'll ever have.
I am looking forward to Orlando. If you're going to be there, say hi. Don't listen to this guy.
All right, guys. Well, maybe the end of Tales of Aria is sealed on the stream. Is that right?
Yeah. So I'm going to Orlando this weekend. Next Tuesday, we'll at least talk about Orlando, but my intent is to start playing Constructed. So I'll probably play the deck I am electing to play this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not
we'll see, right?
locked in.
We'll see. Outcast Haven real quick saying, I don't think you dominate until game is a guarantee. You want cards, not life. You definitely dominate Thump, right? So you Cracker Jacks it because it's taking a card from their hand when it hits.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the effect is they block with the card that it would discard anyway. You always dominate effects if it's free. Cracker Jacks is free, right? Dominating effects that are detrimental to their next turn are incredibly important.
The discard on top is
Lexi's all about it.
Unreal.
And Thump is all about it for sure. Yeah, I would dominate that every time. I don't think you even play it if you're not bumping the strength of that.
Which, that's kind of why it's both a great card and a questionable card. Because, early, the dominate discard is good, but you have to set that up. And so, it costs 4. You have to pump it.
Just awful.
Or have Cracker Jacks. So I think it is definitely a playable card in Sealed, but it's not as oh my god, this card is the greatest as I thought it was up front.
Yeah, me too.
It's just hard. It's hard to pull off.
So shout out to John Waters here. Played my first games of CC this past Friday. Had a blast with it. Looking forward to seeing what decks you guys have to show us next time. So yeah, we'll have an open field, won't we?
Yeah, where's your constructed brain at right now?
I got that easy going Bolton deck. That's
that'd be a good start.
It's kind of the proving ground. Can you get past? This. It's kind of an aggro. What is it? Really an aggro combo kind of thing.
Aggro fundamentals, but then combo. He can block well.
Mm-hmm.
He can just have solid turns, and then he can also play 30 damage in a turn.
Yeah,
which is great. It's just well rounded, honestly.
Yeah. That's the goal.
Yeah. Plus, we'll have a lot to talk about. There'll be the winning deck list from the weekend.
We'll have to build some Lexi decks. I'm sure there's gonna be some good Lexi decks floating around. I might do that lightning crazy Lexi deck.
The Death Dealer deck's crazy.
Yeah, the Snapshot Death Dealer.
I still can't get that out of my head.
We should talk it. We should at least build it and play it. What else needs to be played? Is there any competitive Oldhim lists, you think? There has to be.
I think Oldhim is just a direct answer to Lightning Briar.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that pans out or not. You have to beat the rest of the field.
That's
as well.
The problem,
so that's
right?
the problem.
What does Oldhim struggle against, you think? Time?
Probably.
It's not that bad though.
I think the main thing is that he's just not. He's not presenting. He loses Crippling Crush because he's not Bravo, but he gets Oakenold and what's the other one?
Endless
Winter.
Yeah.
But when I played against him so far, it's you're annoying me.
Yeah.
But you're not doing much.
There's not enough heat coming.
Not a lot of pressure. But this is the Guardian thing, right?
Yeah. Well, Bravo can put some pressure on you.
I know.
Bravo can do it. I've been on the receiving end of that. So that's a wild one. So we'll start playing some constructed games. We've got another Fab Foundations episode coming out. It's called Attacking and Defending. I'm mainly the source and primary information person on that video. So if you're watching this and wondering why do I want to learn anything about attacking and defending from Zach, you don't need to worry about that because I'm doing the majority of the talking on that one.
Hey, you want to learn how to build a deck? Don't listen to Steven. Unless it's Ranger, and then
completely true.
You can hang out in similar circles at tournaments.
And then we've got one after that. I think we're going to do one on tempo after that.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot
tempo,
of good things to say. I think, honestly, in this game, here's all that it is. It's the moment you trade your life for offense. Anytime you're trading life for offense, that's a tempo play.
Trying to gain tempo.
Otherwise, you're just defending, right? Now, it's one thing if you take one and you do 7 and they take 1 and do 7 back. Like that's just us. Nobody has really tempo there except the person that's going first in that game, right?
Yeah, but the attacking blocking chapter is really important for that conversation.
It's so important
because that's the context, the lens by which we get to decide what tempo even is.
Yeah, we'll do some tempo stuff, and then I want to do at least one video that's trying to break down the rules in a really easy to understand way,
like the framework.
Yeah,
that's probably good.
So like,
there's all sorts of topics though.
I probably need to make that video and then send it to like 8 people and have them all review that how we're doing it is right, and then post it. Because like I don't want to post that video and then be like, you did it wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Like, oops.
Yeah. Well, we should definitely do that. I agree with you.
All right, guys.
Hey, get out of here.
If you go to Orlando, say hi to Zach. I won't be there. Zach, I wish you the best of luck. I think you've got what it takes.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Draft is well, constructed probably your best format, right?
I
think draft and constructed are your 2 best.
So draft is interesting because it's a little bit of constructed.
That's right.
It's constructed with more moxie, which is why.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of you kind of got that poker player thing, you know. You kind of like that like psychology piece of it. I don't like that, so I'm like sealed and then just let me play my cards.
Yeah, like reading the table and how many people are on X and Y and that kind of stuff.
All this like thinking.
Yeah.
Weird.
You like to think.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in Orlando. Oh, and anything we need to tell people? We've got Sealed Saturday or Skirmish Saturday coming up.
November 20th.
If you're in the Tulsa region, anywhere around November 20th, that event's currently going on.
Worth noting, too, that it's going to be draft, Tales of Aria, and we're going to be doing first edition draft.
That's right.
Which is not normal.
First night of the league is tonight? Did I read that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
First Tuesday of the month.
So if you are in our Flesh and Blood League and you got process and charge for that subscription, you're playing tonight at 8 o'clock Central. If you're not in the league, there's 2 things you should do. One, you should go to our website and join the league subscription. So then that way you'll get in next month's. It'll charge you, and then you'll be registered for next month.
First Tuesday in December.
And then if you want to just come hang out in our Discord server tonight. There's always going to be people in these leagues that have opponents that don't show up and are always looking for games. So it's free. You can come on in, say, hey, I'm looking for a match. I'm sure you'll find somebody to play with. It's over webcam. You go to a table. You sit down. You click the little table thing, and then you're there and you're playing with your new friends. So that's good.
Alex Becker says leave a review. That's correct.
And also, Alex, yes, thank you. Leave a review.
The other thing worth noting on that league is that this month's prizes are going to be the Briar kit.
Yeah.
And I saw that Cold Foil Rosetta Thorn.
This looks super good.
Yes.
And if you're part of the league and you enjoy it, why don't you go to the website and leave a review on that league product, you know? Why don't you there's hundreds of people playing in this thing, 0 reviews.
Also, one thing that people don't know, I've talked to people in the various comments
don't have a
that,
neck.
Is that the prizes are also,
shoulders.
It's worth noting, they're random. So you play 3 out of 4 weeks, it's going to be random prizes for the playmats, the cold foils, the promos, and I think there's also Rainbow Foil Heroes that go out.
Yeah, you don't have to be good at all.
So you just play, you have a good time. It's a really cool culture there. If you don't like the rules lawyering stuff we were talking about earlier with that intensity, this is the opposite of that. So come
Is Bryce already gone? Can you pop the Discord link? Anyway, the link to the Discord, Anki, is cov.link. That's like our branded link, right?
Okay.
Cov.link /Discord.
Link /Discord.
You can find a lot of hidden things if you keep trying different ends to that link.
Don't be encouraging
I'm just saying.
this craziness.
That's right, Upton. You do get prizes for playing. It's all of the armory kits. We distribute those randomly with a little bit of extra.
You play 3 out of 4 weeks, you get sent a random prize.
That's right. But if you bail 2 times out of the 4 times, you don't get anything.
That's right. Except for you get to play 2 games.
Yeah, you can still play. But anyway. Yeah. All right, guys. Take care.
See you next week.